Thank you. But the princess is in another project.
We're good. We're live. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Community Roundtable. This one's a little different tonight because we're not here in the Gumdolph Kingdom. We're here in Paparazzi's Palace. My name is Wild Paparazzi, and I'm taking over the show tonight because we have a very special event. A very special event. We're talking to the TOs of the community tonight. So we're going to talk about the topic of what it takes to be a TO. So I've got 3 special guests on here. But before I get to my special guests here in Paparazzi's Palace, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors of tonight's stream, Junk Food Custom Arcades. If you haven't checked out Junk Food Custom Arcades, be sure to do so. They have all sorts of arcade sticks, fight sticks, hit boxes, snack boxes, really cool products. We thank them for sponsoring us here on the stream, so make sure you check them out. Syracuse Sucker Punch, for without them, we wouldn't be holding monthlies, so DJ Sounds, the godfather of the FGC, shout outs to him, and of course, Michael Game Play and Trade. For without them, they don't give us a home to come play said game. So that's the intro. Now I'm going to get on to my guest tonight here in Paparazzi's Palace. So happy Vinny let me do this. So first and foremost, I have to introduce our gracious host normally, but not tonight. I'm the host. We have Gumdolph the Gray. What's up, Vinny?
Not much, man. How are you?
This is a little different intro, right?
It
a little
is.
Different. You're in the hot seat.
A little different. Very different.
You're in the hot seat. This is Paparazzi's Palace. Where we're talking. I'm asking the questions tonight. It's going to be great.
I agree.
All right. Well, we also have 2 more guests on here. So without further ado, we have the godfather of the FGC himself, DJ Silence. What's up, Kenyon?
Hello.
How are you tonight?
Good.
Excellent. We're excited to have you on the show tonight. And, of course, making his return. It's not really a debut, but making a return. The big daddy of the attack from all sides. We have Kangaskhan. What's going on, sir?
Hello. Fuck juice.
Whoa. What was that? This is a family-friendly show, right?
Since when?
He said juice, like apple juice and orange juice.
No, he,
that's what...
of course, the first person to enter the room other than myself and Kangas was fucking Juice. With the Potemkin that terrorizes everybody.
Look at the Potemkin heavily.
Leave me alone, you maniac.
Bastard.
That dude is not afraid to try to... Even when he's like, I can't scoop you here, I'm gonna try it anyways.
I'm getting scooped.
Crazy bastard.
As you folks can see, we're playing Guilty Gear tonight on PC, so we do have an open lobby. Vinny, is the lobby posted in the Discord?
Yes. If you'd like
Excellent.
it, let me know.
So if you'd like to jump in, provide some entertainment here while we listen to our TOs answer some of my questions I've prepared here, it's going to be great. Hopefully everybody's got the game plan now as far as what these community roundtables are. For those of you who have not seen one of these things, this is a podcast-esque style show where I ask a bunch of questions, usually alongside Vinny, but tonight he is in the hot seat along with our other 2 TOs here in Syracuse. So, without further ado, gentlemen, I'd like to talk about your backgrounds first.
That was...
before we get
I'm
into
sorry,
anything.
that was sick.
Thank you.
I apologize,
With the
Rick.
scoop
I
dunks.
usually don't interrupt you, but that was a well-played play right there.
With the scoop dunks, it's okay. It's, we're bringing the hype with the questions. It's fine, totally fine.
That's the only thing I'm getting tonight, I assure you. You fucker.
Excellent. So, all right, gentlemen, so let's get going with the questions here. Like I said, let's start out with some of your background. So we'll start with Kenyon first, and then we'll go to Vinny, and then we'll go to Kangas. Sound good? That'll be the order of question answers. So, first question. How long have you been playing fighting games?
How long? I would say since Street Fighter 1.
Okay, so what we got 30 plus years? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, was that anniversary? Yep.
Okay. So
Street Fighter 1.
what drew you to fighting games? Let's the follow-up question. What drew you to those fighting games?
Basically it was just like martial arts in general. Like in the 80s, everybody's doing karate, Karate Kid movies, kung fu movies, all that. So to be able to engage in that, through a video game, because I wasn't put in karate classes or anything like that. It was like, I want to throw kicks and punches, and that was like the way to do it, Ninja Turtles, all that.
Wow. And then look at that. 30 years later, you were actually doing Martial arts yourself. Krav Maga.
Yep, all of that.
All that. Awesome. Okay. Vinny, how about you? How long have you been playing fighting games?
Since 1996.
Jeepers, that's a long time.
Yep.
How old were you when you first started?
Oh God, that would mean I was 4.
4 years
I
old.
had-
And
I had an NES and an SNES, and the first game I put in the SNES, other than Mega Man, was Street Fighter 2.
yeah, Street Fighter 2. A lot of us start with Street Fighter 2. Puts us in that fighting game mood. So what drew you to the fighting games then?
The characters.
Characters?
I love character design, and I have to say, like, out of all the fighting games, I think personally, out of any like genre, other than like JRPGs, our character designs are by far like the best. We get some crazy shit that you just don't see in anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, look on screen right now. You got this giant alien man in armor fighting a doctor that like experiments on himself. Give me another game that does that.
With a paper bag on his head.
Yeah, paper bag. Come on.
Definitely a unique character. Okay. All right, Kangas, how about you? How long have you been playing fighting games?
Well, I was always one of those kids that like was a little better than everyone else. So I played.
Not to,
Yeah, I mean, a few of us were. And so I remember playing a lot of stuff when I was a kid. None of it like super seriously because I couldn't because like I never had anyone to play with.
Yeah.
But competitive stuff kind of started happening. I started a little bit in college in like what has it been? Like I don't know, 2012, 11 ish, and I didn't take it like super seriously, but I was definitely trying. I remember. So I went to school at RIT, and I was on e-board for the Electronic Gaming Society there.
Yeah.
And I remember we had a fight stick for some reason. I don't know, probably because we had money and we were like, fuck it. And
You went to RIT, you guys
yeah.
probably made those things there.
yeah, and I borrowed it a lot. And then when I graduated, I went to college. I was playing a lot of Smash 4. When that came out, I was running some stuff over there. But I really started like getting like really into it after I came back from San Francisco and like when would that have been 2017, 2016-ish. That's when I really started getting into tech. As my buddy Bloody Hammer.
Vanilla Chris.
Yeah, we're IRL friends, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to this thing. I know you like Smash. Smash is going to be there. You want to go?" And that was the Brian Stratton tournament.
Yeah.
And so I went there, got my ass beat by 2 snakes in a row, and then I went out, and met everyone that night, and then from there I just was super hard into Tekken. So it's been about that long.
Okay. Well, that rolls me right into the next question, and you already kind of answered it, but next question is, how long have you been around the community there? So it sounds like
2016, 2017.
2016, 2017. Okay, so you got about 6 years. And would you say a majority of your time, aside from Smash, has been spent with like Tekken?
By far, I probably played way more Tekken than Smash. If you look at my history, my top 3 most played games, it's Tekken 7, and Dead by Daylight, and then Fallout 4. And Tekken 7 sitting at like 875 hours just online on Steam.
Yeah.
So it's by far my most played.
Tekken. All right, Vinny, we're gonna go up the ladder, down the ladder. That's how this interview is gonna go. So, how about you? How long have you been around the fighting game community?
When I met Kenyon about 5 years ago, when I first started working for the shop, because I didn't know. I would just go to work. I didn't really look. I'll be honest. I didn't really look. I didn't even think about it. I just go home, play shit online, suffer through, Street Fighter 4 netcode and Marvel 3 netcode, and then the shop needed a worker, so I was like, yeah, sure, And then I met Kenyon because Chris was like, hey, you know that like my buddy plays fighting games and runs tournaments. I was like, no. Then I met Kenyon, and then I was buying Marvel Infinite of all games, and I saw a circle of kids in the store. And it was like
Yep.
Bo and Chris, and I was like, "What's going on over there?" And Chris is like, "That's the fighting game community." I'm like, "There's a fighting game community around here,"
Awesome.
and that's when it started.
Awesome.
As
Well,
for
Kenny, now
game
Yeah.
I put the most hours into, though, it's not tracked, but I probably put at least 3,000 hours into Marvel 2.
Ugh,
I fucking
that's your
love
favorite game.
Marvel 2.
I know that. I know that. That's your favorite game. It's a lot of hours. A lot of hours. A lot of time, a lot of dedication between you two.
Fucking love Marvel 2.
Of course, now we gotta roll
Marvel's
into
scary.
Kenyon. You've I know you've brought around a lot of players, and you know many consider you the godfather of the FGC out here in Syracuse. So how long have you been in the community? And then the follow-up question to that is going to be, what was the community like before you got into it?
Okay, that's perfect. I want to say whenever I got involved with Retro GameCon, because D'Angelo and Luis, they were running the tournament's Salt City series that was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And coming off the heels of that, in my mind, I was like, I want to do Street Fighter V was coming out, and I was like, as a DJ, I want to host a launch party and have a tournament for it.
Yeah.
So I would say right then, when I did that launch party for Street Fighter V, when that came out. What's the date?
Okay.
2015. Did it come out then?
I want to say 2015. So wait, so that's when you started run tournaments with Street Fighter V?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I did the launch party, and I don't even call it. Well, we had a tournament there. D'Angelo was like, "Oh, well, you know, the community will support, and we'll bring stuff." Because I had no clue. I was like, "I'm gonna have a copy of the game. I don't know how to run a tournament, but I know I can get these vendors in this venue, and I want to do it." And I was supposed to play. I was supposed to DJ the event. Long story short, I didn't. I never set up my equipment. I ended up, socializing with everybody, meeting
Yeah.
the players, and everybody enjoyed it. And was like, "When's the next one?" And I was like, "Next one." It was just supposed to be a one-off party, but here we are.
Isn't that weird how that works? You know, you
Yeah.
go in doing one thing, expecting one thing, and all of a sudden, boom, here you go. You're creating a place for people to
Yeah.
play and whatnot.
Turn that mod off.
Mhm.
I just looked up.
What mod?
What the
Oh, did I leave the biking mod on?
No, it's the Thomas
it's-
and
Oh no, fuck you. That
Thomas
mod
mod.
stays on. That's a staple. That's a staple. Listen, you
Look at
get
my- I'm
listen,
trying to see what the fuck this biking mod's supposed to be. Oh, it's
listen.
nothing.
You get Thomas the Tank Engine, and you get Hank Hill round call. That's permanent.
Thomas the Dank Engine, you mean? Come on.
Man, I remember the first time I did that, and fucking Steve was like, "What am I watching?" And I went, "You're watching the best mod showcase you're ever gonna see."
Oh, man. All right, so I'm curious, though.
Wait,
So
you had a follow-up, didn't you?
I did. I think you answered it, but it might be this next question too. So, it actually does go right into this next question, and we'll start with you, Kenyon. So obviously, you guys have talked about how long you've been in the community and fighting games and things like that in nature. But I'm curious to hear what your first fighting game community event experience was like. The first one you ever went to. Maybe not one that you ran, but one that you ever went to. Your first initial experience. So, Kenyon, you mentioned the salt mines was kind of
Well, then
the
it was,
scene out here.
it was Salt City Series that they were doing a Retro Game Con. And they were actually
okay.
at the first Retro Game Con. That's how I found out about Retro Game Con is they had, no, actually, it was Dust Bowl. His name. They changed the name a couple of times. But
Yeah.
Dust Bowl was at the first Retro Game Con, and a friend of mine found that flyer. So I was trying to help him out, but it didn't end up working out. So I just went to what I thought was going to be a tournament. I found Retro Game Con, but I saw everybody at the tournament. So that was like my first experience. I didn't enter. I was just going to see what was happening.
Mhm.
And yes, I remember seeing Damas there playing Ultimate Marvel. They had all the monitors lined up. I know him now. It was Tony who was screaming at the top of his lungs, yelling off the name of who was supposed to be playing. Like I was like, that dude, he's gonna lose his voice. Like, he was like yelling for people to get to their stations.
Man, your first experience was Tony and Damas.
Yep, that's all. I knew Damas, and but I just remember somebody yelling the matches off, and there was Tony at that point.
And
I didn't end up talking to him that day, but because they had the whole, I was there for that. And then they had the convention was going, and they had Smash in the center room. It was tournament, so it was. I was taking all of that in. That was the first tournament I would say I was at.
Very cool. Man, that's a big. If it was at a convention, man, it must have been a pretty big to do. You know, pretty big tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
cool.
It was. That was when the convention first started. It was like the size of like a wedding banquet hall. It wasn't what it is now, Retro Game Con, but they had like half of the room, the other half of the room.
Yeah. Okay. Vinny, what about you? What was your first exposure to a fighting game community event?
Like local or just in general?
Well, maybe we'll start with local, and if you got like in general, I
Local
suppose.
would be, I don't remember the games, but it's whatever the first one was after I met Kenyon. Which was probably like Marvel Infinite and Street Fighter 5.
Yeah. What were your initial impressions then?
I was
What do
just
you
happy
remember
there
from
were
that
people
first one?
playing games that I enjoyed playing.
Okay.
Everybody was friendly. No one was caught, and there was no, other than the casual, occasional Dre fucking going nuts here and there.
Oh man! Shout out to
Everybody
Dread on
was
Demand.
super friendly. People
Passionate.
that are willing to teach you how to do shit. Jeremy will teach you how to do whatever you need after bracket. Like any tournament player.
Mm-hmm.
But shout outs to Jeremy. But if you want to talk first, like ever, like FGC as a whole, it was before I even worked at the store. It was back in 2014, the first time I went to Evo. I went as a little vacation. It was
So
when
you
I-
just
that
straight
was-
up, you were like, you know what? I'm going to get into this community. I'm going to go to the biggest fighting game tournament
That was
of all time.
It was when I worked for the hospital in the kitchen, and I had so much vacation time, I had to do something. And I was like, you know what? What's cooler than, I play fighting games. Let's just go check this out, and I'll have a trip basically a trip to Vegas for vacation.
Yeah.
And it was a blast. And it was a blast this past year, too.
I was going to ask. I mean, you went back this past year. I mean, how did it compare to the first time
This
you
year
went?
was so much. See, when I went, there weren't really big announcements like what happened this year. Like, there was no Street Fighter 6 announcement. There was no Umbral Core or Skullgirls.
There was no get ready.
Yeah, there was nothing. There was
There was no
literally
get
nothing. There was no Harada being like, cut the camera, they can't see this.
Yeah.
It was just DLC characters like fucking Abigail and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was fun though. Like, it was basically like, I don't know, it felt like home. Yeah, I didn't know a single person, but you could literally just walk over to the casual area and people play games with you, and it felt good.
Yeah.
And seeing basically every game ever made up to that point at an event was really cool.
Yeah.
First time seeing it. Like, who would have thought over in the corner there'd be a fucking table for that cracked ass Toho game from Japan that like only fucking Saiyan Mario plays.
Got everything. Fighting game lovers all around flock to Evo. Okay. Very cool. Kangas, what about you? Your first exposure to a fighting game community event. What do you remember? How did you feel? What was it?
Is that to me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my mother was talking to me. What's up?
It's all good. So the question is, your first exposure to a fighting game community event. What did you remember? What did you feel? What was it?
The first thing was the Brian Stratton thing. I went there to play Smash and got my ass absolutely handed to me. And I remember I fucking suck at this game. It also didn't help that I had to play Snake twice, and I fucking hate that character. And then afterwards I went out to eat, and that was fun and everything. And then I guess the next thing after that was probably the Evo viewing party that year. When Arslan won over Knee using Kazumi, and he pressed 1 a lot, and it was really funny. Julia might have been announced then, actually.
And that's your character in Tekken, right?
That's my
Julia?
character. Yeah, because I tried to play
Yeah.
Asuka, and then that didn't go super well. And then,
Yeah.
and then I just fucking started elbowing my way to victory. Well, mediocrity. Let's be honest. And
Hey, 866 hours says otherwise. All right, or how many hours you Tekken?
it's definitely more than that because offline and fucking.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I remember thinking like so. I remember thinking that these boys are fucking crazy. These fucking dudes, like, especially when fucking shit's popping off, they're fucking maniacs.
I feel like that's a completely normal response though, because you're kind of out of your element. You're you're hopping into a community that is pretty well established. So I feel like that's a normal response to be like, wow, these dudes are nuts.
Yeah,
but it's awesome.
It's
like,
exciting. Yeah, not that I was like, oh, these dudes are maniacs. I was like, oh, these dudes are maniacs. Let's go.
yeah.
And
it's all about the inflection of the voice there. These dudes are maniacs. It's awesome.
But yeah, I remember coming out of it feeling like that was fun. They like watching these dudes pop off of shit. It makes me want to do shit that makes dudes pop off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't do anything. I fucking elbow a lot, which is not super exciting, but
hey, The Rock made it the most electrifying move in all sports entertainment history, okay?
True.
So don't sell yourself short. All right, cool. So that's pretty much like the background questions I had for you. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes here. You guys are all TOs in the community, and you all have kind of your own slice of the pie here. You all do something a little bit different. So I want you all to kind of talk about your brand here in Syracuse. What style events do you guys put on, and kind of talk through what you guys got going on here. So we'll start with Kenyon with Syracuse Sucker Punch. What type of brand of fighting game community related events do you put out?
So I do the monthly. Originally, it had started out as the launch party and then a seasonal thing, and then I was trying to do every 2 months, and they're like, "Can we do this every month?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And when I started, I said, "How many players do you guys have locally?" And they said, "About 10." It's like 10. They're like, "Yeah, there's 10 guys." And I kind of made it my goal after that to just bring in more players for them, just to kind of create an army, if you will, of players for Syracuse. Because I spoke about going to Buffalo, and the Buffalo scene is all these different players, and for them to say we only have 10, I was kind of like, well, there's definitely more people purchasing Street Fighter V in all of Syracuse than just the 10 of you. More than 10 copies sold in this city. So
gotta be more players. Gotta be more.
Yeah. So I made it a point, just with the branding and the marketing, just to appeal to anybody that's picked up a fighting game, whether it's new or an older one, and try to draw them in to know that there's a community. Because when Street Fighter 4 was released, I was big on that. That's I love Street Fighter 4 with Yu Sakura, and I would say I was quote unquote training. I was playing and watching YouTube videos, but I was looking for the scene, and I couldn't find it in Syracuse.
Yeah.
A friend found that Dust Bowl flyer, happened to find it and tell me about it, and so I was like, well, I have to do, I want to do something that's gonna, people see it, it's out there, they can find it, and not suffer like I did, where I couldn't find it, and I wanted that. There's people that are looking for it.
Yep. No, that's awesome. I know, like, when I first was looking for the community out in Syracuse, I moved out here from Rochester, and I never played any sort of fighting games in Rochester, even though I played fighting games, growing up and whatnot. Never decided to get into the community. And I remember going on like srk.com and like going into the forums looking for like a Syracuse like fighting game community, and I want to say it was D'Angelo and Tony responded back to my post and said, "Listen, SRK forums are dead. You're better off looking for a community on Facebook." And I think they said check out Syracuse Sucker Punch on Facebook, and that's when I like popped it open. I was like, all right, Syracuse fighting game community, and I think that was like one of the first ones I like saw. And I saw that you were hosting a Street Fighter V event, and I was like, all right, yeah, okay, I think I can muster up the courage to go to it, and that's kind of like how I found out about it, But I remember cruising the forums on SRK and not having very much luck. But you know what? I'm glad I found you guys, and it was awesome. So, and like you said, you made it very, very inviting and whatnot. And I think you guys all do that for newer players and whatnot, because it is. I'm not gonna lie, it is very intimidating to hop in there, and you guys have all experienced it. But hopping into a new community where it's already established, I remember I brought my buddy Nick, Whiskey Nick. I brought him, and we went to freaking Wizards Pinball, and he just played pinball the entire time, and then I played Street Fighter V. So, but it's always a good time. So,
Yeah, I mean, even with my like the images, there's images I think that they come off kind of intimidating when you have, I don't know, it's a visual thing. I like to use color, something that's going to pop. If I make like a flyer, I used to bring different ones to different stores, so if people came to the counter, it just grabs the eye automatically. Oh, what's this? Just making it friendly and trying to, even with the flyers, add a character that somebody would know. So I put Ryu or Chun-Li. I wouldn't put like though a favorite of mine, I wouldn't put Cody on one specifically, because I would think maybe they might not know that character. Somebody who already plays him, but somebody just everybody knows Chun-Li and Ryu. So just trying to appeal to a wider audience. Anything I could do, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: where did you come up with the name Syracuse Sucker Punch? Just rolls off the tongue beautifully.
When we had that, the first one, if you see the old flyer, it just said launch party, and the second one, I was like, well, I can't call it a launch party again. So I always liked how Syracuse Smash, they had the Hughestown Beatdown. I remember seeing them post Hughestown Beatdown. I was like, I like that. I want something like that. Hughestown Beatdown. It's like Syracuse Sucker Punch. Syracuse Sucker Punch. Hughestown Beatdown. Yeah, that's where it came from. And I mean, like I even those that were running Smash, I kind of knew, and I was like, look, I'm gonna do fighting games, traditional fighting games, and I'm gonna use Syracuse Sucker Punch. If anybody thinks I'm biting off of Hughestown Beatdown, they are absolutely right. I'm completely biting it, and I'm going this way.
Yeah.
and they were like, it's awesome, go with it, So I was like, all right, I got the approval, even though I was going with that anyway.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from. And the way I think of it in my mind is, Syracuse Sucker Punch. It Sucker Punch comes out of nowhere and hits hard and fast. And tournaments that I did, to me, I kind of came out of nowhere and started doing them.
Yeah, like a Sucker Punch.
Yeah, came out of nowhere. What was the Street Fighter V tournament? Yep. When's the next one?
You were supposed to DJ, and then boom, there you go.
I brought my equipment set up and everything. And then my DJ equipment turned into tournament equipment.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, let's move on to Vinny. The Gumdolph Kingdom. Let's talk about your brand and what you bring here to Syracuse.
So, most people here already know, but to those of you that don't, I do a lot of the online side of things. I used to do the online tournaments. It all started with Mortal Kombat 11. We all know the Slaughter Dome. Did that for a year.
Sunday Night Slaughter.
I didn't know any of this, Vinny.
You're a liar. Damn liar. I'm just kidding. But so the name originates from a few things, as it's been changed multiple times because it just gets funnier and funnier. So I think I told Rick that what it actually started off as, it was the Gumbinator, which is what happened if Gumby and the Terminator had a child.
Nightmare fuel image. Let's go.
And then Kenyon did an online test for Mortal Kombat 11, and I was like, yeah, we could do this. And I was like, the name's got to go though. So I was like,
I'll be back.
I was like, the Gumdolph Kingdom. Y'all wonder what Gumdolph is. I'll get there in a second. That's the end of the story. So it basically, the theme of it ran. It's still kind of in the Discord with the points system for how much you interact in the server. I wanted to make a kingdom-themed fighting game community stream channel, whatever you want to call it. As I watch Soul teabag in the corner on my screen. So we did the Mortal Kombat 11, and then Grand Blue came out. We did Grand Blue for a little bit. Sadly, that game fell on its face.
Always taking shots at Jack. Why are you
Have
always
to.
taking shots?
I love you, Jack, but
You're the one who called him by name.
The last Grand Blue player.
that game kind of just fell on its face. Partially thanks to COVID and Cygames not wanting to do good netcode after everyone else.
Yeah.
And then I started doing VR streams, and everybody loved Beat Saber. Beat Saber was the thing. Like, I imported actually Kenyon's first actual album into Beat Saber, did the beat paths, streamed it, and so the name came out to be Gumdolph the Grey, which you're all wondering what that is. Well, imagine if Gandalf and Gumby had a baby.
Why are we having babies?
Because it's just funny.
I didn't know this part. I didn't know any of this.
Yep, that's what it is.
I always just imagine a wizard wizard
A lot of people say that, and then they're like, "Why does it say the Gray?" And I'm like, "Fucking Gandalf! Are you what do you mean?
Gandalf the Grey.
What do you mean?"
Yeah.
I thought you just like chewing gum and like the Lord of the Rings.
No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
I thought he just liked chewing gum in the Lord of the Rings.
That's what. Yeah,
I
I was mistaken.
So-
Terribly.
Now that you know that story,
Love that.
We all know online tournaments kind of turned into. I burned out. Everyone knows I admitted it. I burned out pretty hard. Probably burned out harder than most people. And then I forgot who presented the idea, but whoever you are, I give you credit. I just don't remember who you are, so just say you're gonna take the credit, and even if it's not you, good for you. Someone said you should do exhibitions, and I was like, that's a damn good idea. Let's do exhibitions. And Rick's like, yeah, let's do it. So we started doing exhibitions, and that's what we do every Sunday since then.
Yeah.
I'm not
think
gonna lie, it's easier to run. It creates a lot of fun scenarios because I basically get to handpick who I want you to play. So you never know who you're gonna play. So, but I do be fair about it. I'm not gonna put a beginner against somebody like Jeremy. I'm not that mean. I love.
You're not fucking.
I love all
You're
of you
not fucking
guys.
DNF's matchmaking.
Dude, I love. Yeah, I know, right? I've seen like what's there? It's like a beginner player playing like a Deity 116 or some shit.
It was Jeremy.
It's like how
Jeremy
does it-
fucking ran into a player in DNF that was legitimately had to be his first game.
That's so bad.
And it's
Welcome
fucking
to the
Jeremy
fighting
sitting in
game
there.
community.
Jeremy sitting there, D83. This dude sitting there like bronze 1, and I was like, uh-oh.
But I will never do that to somebody unless you really piss me off, which hasn't happened. So, thank you. But yeah, and then everyone knows I still do online tournaments. We have the Christmas tournaments. That's my thing. I'll do the online Christmas tournaments every year for the entire community. Because everyone knows the community on this channel is not just from Syracuse, New York. They're from all over the world.
Hell
So,
yeah.
We got Peru, we got Jamaica, we got all those
We got the
countries
UK.
in Europe.
all of those ones.
We had a couple Japanese players at one point, a couple Korean players at one point.
Canada.
Canada,
Mr. Joe.
we have Canada, we had Mexico, Brazil, you name it.
Do we have Ohio yet?
I don't know, but
No, they're not allowed.
yeah, you're not allowed here.
I think that's the beauty of fighting games, and especially what you've done for the online scene, Vinny, is, you know, especially during COVID, man. I mean, when we couldn't get together for actual events, you gave the community a place to play, and as such, you brought in new players from all over the world and given them a spot to play here.
I know about some games, I bitch about them. Like, I remember at the beginning of Strive, I was one of the big ones, like, I fucking hate, I was that Xrd guy that's like, Xrd's better. That doesn't matter. This game did what everybody wanted. It got good netcode, like Street Fighter 6, hopefully Tekken 8 will get it. Dragon Ball 2, whatever the fuck's on in the future. Like, it helps, because it brings people in to play more, because not every scene has a local, in all honesty. There's some places that just don't. And I feel like people like Wasabi Man coming in from Peru, and he's, you know, super positive, super thankful, always saying thank you, enjoys everything. You know, it means a
Shout
lot.
out to Snobby Man.
What the fuck?
It means a lot, and it keeps me going through some burnout. I've gone through some burnouts. I pushed through it going, they want more. I'm going to give them more. I'm going to do my best to help give them more.
Yep.
So that's why we were trying different games as well to see what stuck, and we found out what stuck, and that's what we're going to stick with for now.
Yep. Sticking with what's
And
stuck.
and like I said, it all began with learning about Kenyon, and Kenyon introduced me basically to all the guys that are now attacked from all sides. And when COVID struck and people, especially because I was a big Mortal Kombat guy, I was like, there's nobody doing shit for Mortal Kombat. Kenyon's doing a trial run. Let's make it happen. And we made it happen. So
Awesome.
the
Well,
Peruvian,
speaking-
the Peruvian government is planting Wasabi Man to take over micro game.
Oh boy.
That's probably true.
Oh
I
boy.
mean, you're probably not wrong. I heard that Shots is from Peru as well, so we have two.
Jeez. All right. Well, speaking of attack from all sides here, the Tekken community, Kangas. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about your brand. What do you run out here in Syracuse?
All right, God, what don't I run?
You're not
So
playing
Tekken-
right now, so I purposely waited until you weren't playing because I wanted a full attention-getting answer.
So, all right. So right now, Attack from All Sides is doing weekly stuff. We're kind of shifting through a bunch of games right now. So, people who know the history of Attack from All Sides know that Attack from All Sides is sort of based in Tekken. Played Tekken for a long time. That was exclusively I don't even want to say I was exclusively playing because anytime we're up in the Vanilla Dome, which is what we call Bloody Hammer's house,
The Vanilla Dome. Good
we
times
were
there.
we were always playing everything. We were
Yanni and I were hanging out in the kitchen playing
Mortal Kombat.
you know?
Everyone was confused on why that was happening, and then we would play there was Battle for the Grid being played for a second. Motherfuckers were always playing fucking Street
Vanilla Grid
Fighter
was
and
awesome.
Marvel. And we had that weird game with the fucking that was like a based on some card shit. I don't know. I just remember there was like a fucking little gremlin that would come out and grab your crotch a lot.
Fucking Million
Yeah.
Arthur Arcana Blood.
Thank you.
I know.
I knew you would know.
I know.
The fucking
I own that game.
the nice chin chin. I don't know what the fuck that means. Always weird. And so we were doing weekly stuff, and then pandemic hit, and then I ran a couple online tournaments, and then by a couple, I'm moving all my VODs from Twitch to YouTube, and apparently I did like fucking 24 of them, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, why'd I do this many? And when we were doing that, we had players from like Long Island, Boston, fucking Jersey, Pennsylvania.
Wait. You did online Tekken tournaments?
Yes, it happened.
Oh, bless your heart. You have a heart of
It
steel, my friend.
was. Well, I fucking stopped eventually. Because
You did 24 of them? Wow.
I did. I
Wow,
might have done more than that. That's just the ones I have. And we had like people showing up, like fucking Justin Glacius, fucking shouts to Chenzo, the fucking goat, King Goat, fucking mad people coming and fucking playing in those. And after pandemic, took us a while to kind of like figure out, all right, what the fuck we doing here? And fucking Bo made us play Gundam for a little bit. That game's ass. I don't care what anyone fucking says.
I agree.
And
I
we played
100
Yeah,
back
but the
your-
character models are sick.
Bro, I
The
We had a
character
third-
models are sick.
I 100%
we had Third Strike Arc.
back your answer. That game is fucking terrible.
That game sucks. And
Sorry, bro. Not sorry.
not sorry whatsoever. And then we started doing weekly stuff, and then I was like, all right, well, like, I'm trying to find something that complements the stuff we have going on already, right? Like, I mean, Attack from All Sides has already been around for a long time. We already had our piece of the pie, and I was like, well, like, what about the people who want to play more Street Fighter, consistently, and obviously Tekken consistently, and then, strive a bit more consistently. And so I started doing the weekly stuff where I'm rotating a game every week now. So week 1, Strive. Week 2 is Street Fighter. Week 3 is Tekken. Week 4 is like, I don't know, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever's yelling at me the loudest. And so we're doing that now. And I think, we try to run like really good, like helpful, like competitive type, like heavy competitive type shit. Who the fuck? Hutch. No. No. Nago. Hutch doesn't play Nago. Am I crazy?
Yeah, he does.
Does
He doesn't admit it.
Oh, he played Nago and then switched to Lycan. And so I also run stuff for Smash. So I'm one of the Smash TOs in Syracuse.
Yep.
And then I also do like stuff for Three Lives. So like Three Lives started running tournament stuff, and they wanted someone to like sort of like be like, fuck you, be their guy sort of thing. And so I started getting into that. So I got a Tekken 3 live thing coming up on Sunday. If anyone's interested, it should be really fun. I'm gonna get drunk. It's gonna be cool. Dude, what the fuck was that even?
Don't you worry. You guys are all gonna have a chance to plug whatever upcoming events you have at the end of my interview here.
So yeah, that's the kind of space I'm doing right now. You know, I'm on Twitter a lot, way too much. I got merch shit that I started looking into. I just got a Matcherino partnership, which is really cool. Which I actually have to do something for soon. So I think that's kind of where we fit in. You know, so something more offline stuff, just more offline stuff, you know what I mean? And stuff that's like complementing all the other stuff that we have going on. And then we're gonna try to get these fuckers out to like, we're starting the major circuits again. You know what I mean? We got a ton of dudes going out to Frosty. It's gonna be fucking super cool. Because that's what Attack from All Sides like really did a lot of. You know, we all were gearing up, fucking beating the shit out of each other. That's why I was free for the longest time, just to go out to like, you know, majors and regionals and just like beat them up and take their money. And we want to like kind of get back to that a little bit more. So
bully. Yeah, no, I think
big bullies.
I think you said it perfectly. I mean, between the three of you guys, you all complement each other very, very well. I mean, you got Attack from All Sides running weeklies. You've got the Gumdolph Kingdom running online tournaments, and then, you know, Syracuse Sucker Punch running monthlies here, and, you know, new events and things like that. I mean, you guys really, truly provide a lot of entertainment, a lot of, you know, excursions, a lot of events for anybody looking to try and get into fighting game content here in Syracuse, which is awesome. So, I guess my next follow-up question is, I mean, you guys all, you know, run these three different slices of the pie here, right? The online, the weekly, the monthly here. But my one interesting question, my one interest is, what made you guys want to start taking on the responsibility, putting the team on your back of being a TO? What made you guys want to get into TOing?
I guess
We'll
for
start with
me,
you, Kangas, and then we'll go back down the line.
yeah, I didn't mean to step in, but I figured that's what we're doing.
Go ahead.
So for me, it started.
You see how this interview's been going? It's been going up and down, up and down. You know what I
So
mean?
for me, it started in college. What happened for me was, so, you know, I went to Syracuse. Shout out to Henniger. That's my alma mater. Fucking shithole. And
Nice.
gives the shout out and then
calls it a name.
Okay.
Juice, what the fuck is this?
Oh,
Dude,
God.
you see this? You see this? What the fuck? Whatever. And so after, you know, I had like some nerd friends, but I always still felt like a little like, you know, I was like fucking gaming. You know what I mean? Like that was the thing I always liked the most. That was the thing I always wanted to do. And not that I was like the best or anything, like even amongst my friends, but it felt like, you know, at the time, especially like 2009, it was still a bit more of like the outside, right? And then when I went to college, I started getting involved with the gaming club there, because then when I remember going, you know, I didn't know anyone in college, right? Because, you know, that's how a lot of shit is, right? And I started, jeez, whatever, kill me. And I started going there and get involved, and it was like a lot of fun, you know, not just to like fuck around and stuff, like, but just after a while I started to get like more and more involved, right? You know, I started like, oh, like I want to help set up the LAN party and do the stuff there and do the events and whatnot, and I just grew higher and higher through the ranks. And I remember when I got to the time of being president, you know, I had to sit there and think, all right, so like what do I want this to be? What do I want out of this? And I, you know, looking back, my thing became I remember when I got here and I didn't feel like I knew a ton of people and I was, a little shy and awkward, not like as bad as some people, but like, and this really got me to meet people. I got jobs off of these people. I made lifelong friends with a lot of these people. And I want to make sure that the people who come to the stuff that we do feel like, they're getting something out of this. Like they're getting out of their rooms. They're getting, they're meeting new people, finding people that like them and take them in and, accept them for who they are and all that shit. And I really got like a taste for it, you know what I mean? Because I wanted to be able to provide that to people. And I knew that I was pretty decent at it. And I'm gonna, I take a quote from Mass Effect a lot from Morden, right? Morden, the Solarian. And one of the things he says in that game at one point is like, Shepard's asking like, why does Morden have to be the one to do this and stuff? And he's like, has to be me. Someone else could get it wrong. And I've taken that. I've like really like that lives rent free in my head. And so when I got to Syracuse and started doing stuff, Chris Bloody Hammer, he was in the point where he's like having fun, but he didn't really like want to run stuff like that. And he knew that I really wanted to, and so he handed it off to me. And I sort of ran with it, you know what I mean? Like started like working on the brand, started trying to grow it more, started trying to provide more, because in the end it is about community, right? We're all here because we like the games, we want to have fun, but it's also just a bit more than that. We're looking for more than just someone to play games with. We're looking for people, like-minded people that are gonna maybe come over later and have a drink. You know what I mean? Not just, it doesn't end just when the bracket's over. You know what I mean? And I love being able to do that for people.
Yeah. No, I mean, some of my favorite memories, especially, after like a tournament and whatnot, is the post-tournament meal, right? Going out to like a Chinese buffet or going out to, going out to grab drinks or something like that, man. I mean, that's like the best part, Hey, who's coming with us to Applebee's? Let's go, you know what I mean? Having that opening, that welcoming community there.
Yeah,
I mean,
some people think like, especially when it comes to like the idea of competitive people, like, yeah, like, we're gonna call you a fucking, we're gonna call you a bitch, but like, hey, bitch, you also then want to get something to eat, like, you know what I mean? Like we're still like, I don't want to say hard.
Depends on who you ask. Could be a term of endearment, but it's
yeah, like
when
when I call Mordred a bitch, it's because I love him. But when I call like, I don't know, like Bo a bitch, because Bo's a bitch. So.
All right. I mean, especially with attack from all sides there. I know. Shout out to Vanilla Chris. I mean, he really, got that going. Having a spot, especially after Luis left. He moved out to Connecticut. There, he really opened up his house to the community. Yeah, shout outs to Luis, man. I mean, Luis was I think he was the first guy I met at the local, and I remember him inviting me over for freaking like sessions, where he was just doing them in his apartment. Everybody was just bringing setups and that whatnot. So it's like the start of it. But
yes, Marquise, that's why Chris D is Chocolate Chris.
Oh yeah, this is Chris too.
Yeah, Vanilla Chris before your time.
Strawberry Chris. Where did he
The
move?
fuck, Strawberry Chris?
I don't know, but Vanilla Chris told me once there was a Strawberry Chris.
Yeah, no, there was definitely a Strawberry Chris. He, I think I'm still friends with him on Facebook, but I think he was in the Army, and I remember the three of them were at a tournament. I can't remember what the fuck tournament it was, but I remember introducing myself, and he's like, "Oh yeah, my name is Chris," and I'm like, "Ah, shit, we got two Chris's already. We already got Vanilla Chris, we got Chalk Chris. My friend, I guess you're Strawberry Chris." And yeah, that's how that went.
Nice.
Anywho, all right. So yeah, a lot of good stuff, Kangas. That's awesome. And you've done a lot for the Attack from All Sides guys, and have a great group there as well. But Vinny, down to you. What made you want to start TOing the online scene? And you've helped out with a bunch of tournaments in person as well.
It's a couple things. Meeting Kenyon, watching him run tournaments, I always found it interesting. The idea of trying to figure out what people want, making it happen, getting new people to come in as well. It's always interesting because, like I said, before I met him, I had no idea. I had no idea there were people around here that played fighting games. I would just go home, play Street Fighter 4, get pissed off at the online, play the CPU, go to bed. So meeting Kenyon and then meeting Vanilla Chris and Kangas and Bo and Yanni and all those other guys was like, you know, seeing the in-person terms that I got to go to, because sadly I always had to work for when they did it at Chris's house. I worked Monday nights, and I don't remember if you guys did Friday nights there as well in the past. But when I worked for the hospital, I worked Monday through Friday, so I was kind of stuck. And then I took on the full-time job at the shop. And then we started the online stuff. You know, Kenyon ran the first one. I was like, all right, yeah, we can do this. And then seeing that all the people that wanted to play and their appreciation, and everybody was saying thank you, and it, like, my brain was like, you started now, you kind of can't just disappear.
Yep, this is good. We like this.
So we started doing it, and it just kept growing and growing and growing, and then it grew into different games. And then the community in here started forming, and everybody was sticking around. They're like, yo, can we play Skullgirls? Can we play Grand Blue? Can we play this? And it's like, yeah, sure. This is all fun. And then, like, we talked about earlier, Kangas talked about it, like, when Vanilla was basically like, dude, I don't really want to...
Ready for the handoff.
Don't want to do this anymore. And at the beginning, hearing, you know, playing in the basement and the garage, and I talked, you know, Kenyon was, like, running the monthly out of the store. I was talking to Chris, my boss, about it, and I was like, hey, how would you feel if they came and they played here? And he's like, I don't have a problem with that. I don't care. And then eventually they moved into the store, and they're always welcome to use the store. Doesn't even have to be on a Friday. It can be, you want to have an in-person first to 100 on a Tuesday, you can come in and do that if you want. I don't care.
Fucking all the power to you.
I'll be there, and I'll be there like, fuck, man, are you guys done yet? But, like, just seeing the community and trying and beginning to help, and seeing that me helping did actually help. It wasn't just me getting in the fucking way. Triggered me to be like, you know, I want to continue to help, whether it's providing the PC for the stream setup or running a bracket while I'm behind the counter with people reporting scores or whatever you need. I'll do my best to do it.
Yeah.
And those are the reasons why I continue to do it. That's...
Yep.
You know, like, I know the store is not the biggest spot, but like I said, you ever need it, it's there. I'll make it happen.
There is a bathroom there, by the way.
There is a bathroom there.
So everyone fucking knows.
You motherfuckers.
There is a bathroom.
So
Leave Joanne's alone.
Tell me they were walking down to Joanne's or Gino and Joe's. Tell me they were doing that.
I have it on paper. I printed out some of the responses for the junk food, and I saw bathroom on there, and I went, are you fucking kidding me?
We have a bathroom.
I have a bathroom. What do you mean? So there's a bathroom.
Man.
You don't even have, just make sure you knock, so make sure no one else is in there. Fuck, man.
All right.
Unless you want to go blow up Joanne's for some reason, that's all on you. I don't really care.
Apparently, according to some folks, that's a pre-tournament ritual.
Yeah, I saw.
Blow up the bathroom at Joanne's.
Joanne's.
You know what? Hey,
Joanne's
everybody's
alone.
got their
We're
thing,
fucking
you know?
Joanne's. I wonder if they fucking tell new people about. Like, so at certain nights, some bunch of dudes are gonna walk in one at a time. They're gonna go afterwards. You have to go
these
clean the
gamer dudes here just walking in. You know they ain't buying no knit snitch. Come on, they're not crocheting out over here.
Listen, Juice. If I'm gonna pee on a PlayStation 3, it's nice to have the option. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, true. All right, well, Kenyon, I know you've already talked about your origin story and how you were kind of thrust into the TO experience, but what made you really want to continue to be a TO?
Well, that tournament, that was the launch party. D'Angelo was like, "Are you gonna play?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I'm gonna, make sure that the vendors are set, and you guys have the setups going. I'm gonna set up my music, and I'm gonna play." He's like, "You gotta play." I'm like, "I gotta play." He's like, "You gotta. It's important that you play." And I'm like, "Well, why? You guys had the game 2 weeks early and played. Because they got the game early. I was like, I played the game 2 hours. What am I supposed to do?" So he's like, "No, it'd be good. It'd be good." So I'm like, "All right." So I entered, and they said, they called my name up. For some reason, they decided we had a huge projection screen. We had the setups, and then we had one setup that projected onto the wall, or like a screen.
Yep.
And yeah, they put me on that one. I was like, "You guys really want to put me out there? I told you I played 2 hours, and y'all been playing for 2 weeks on the low before it came out." But so yeah, they messed me up good because I didn't bring a controller. I was using his fight stick. And the thing that really got me though was like when I sat down next to the player, and then I played both of my matches were on the huge screen. I don't know why, but they turned to me like "You set this up," and I'm like yeah, like "Thank you so much for putting this together. This is great." And I don't think they were. I'm not sure if they were local players. At that point, it's a blur of like who was there. I have to look through pictures. But they're like, "Yeah, and afterward, like, yeah, thanks for the games and doing this. This is great. It's amazing." And it just made me feel some kind of way, like I felt like the mayor for the day. Like people were so appreciative of me putting that together. Because part of me likes to entertain, hence I was DJing. I wanted to entertain them with music. But I was entertaining them with this gaming event more so, the tournament and everything that was there. That was the entertainment.
Yeah.
So, when they said like, "When's the next one?" I was like, "Okay, I can plan another one." We did these. They were at a place that was called the Vault, and the Vault was an art. I'd say an art space, but he used it for like small like hip hop shows, and obviously he let me do the gaming there, the guy that was running it at the time. So even him like getting the people, like he was excited to do it, and he wanted to hype it up, and social media's like, "You can get a grudge match going," and what like everybody was all about it, and I viewed it like I was entertaining so many people on a doing something different rather than being at a lounge or a bar. Not that I didn't enjoy spinning the music, but I had to deal with the drunkards doing all that. And it was just a refreshing feeling that, like I would get a high after a good DJ set. I would get a high after hosting a solid tournament, or a tournament where everybody seemed to appreciate and seemed to enjoy themselves. If I see them smiling, laughing. I mean, I don't. I'm usually wearing a mask indoors now. Outside, I'll take it off. But when they do the weeklies and have the monthly, you probably can't. Well, you can't see it, but I'm smiling underneath my mask just because everybody is like getting along and having a good time and laughing and enjoying themselves. I get a kick out of that. That's what drives me. That's that in a nutshell.
Oh, absolutely. I think all three of you guys do a great job. Making your events feel welcoming, and inviting, and Vinny, were you gonna say something?
You were breaking up a little bit, but it fixed itself.
Okay. No, I think you guys all do. I'll repeat for if it was breaking up, but you guys all do a great job making people feel welcome and invited, and really bringing the best out of each player, and providing that friendly competition and whatnot. And Kenyon, I know certainly that first event I went to yours, that Street Fighter V tournament, and I've told the story a couple times to a couple different people, but I received an absolute beatdown my first Street Fighter V tournament. I had to play freaking King Rex and Polish Mafia.
Oh no!
So I definitely went 0-2, and it was just absolutely. I was like, damn, okay, all right, got absolutely bodied, but I had a great time. I met a lot of great people, and the one thing that like really stuck with me is the fact that you had a I'm gonna call it a last place prize, but it was anybody that went 0-2 got their name put into a raffle for a prize, and I ended up winning a VHS copy of Street Fighter the movie. And I'm sitting here looking at it right now on my desk, and it was a memory that always stuck to me because I remember getting my name pulled and you presenting me with a copy of Street Fighter the movie on VHS with Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile in the cardboard box that the VHS used to play. And I remember everybody clapping and cheering, and it really stuck with me and really was like, all right, this was a really awesome experience my first time around, and it made me want to come more. So with that being said, my next question is, how do you guys ensure, and I know we're definitely going over right now, Vinny, it's 10:04. I hope you guys don't got to go to bed because I still got a couple more questions here, but I think this is really good conversation.
All right, go ahead.
And I hope that's okay.
How dare you
But-
waste my time?
It ain't a waste of time.
I have so
because
much
you're in
God of
top-
War to play.
I know, right? It's killing me.
Oh,
It's
I'm
right
kidding.
next to
I'm
me.
kidding. I am kidding.
We're in Paparazzi's Palace. You guys are having an absolute great time. It's great. We're having a great discussion. Anyways, but that being said, though, obviously that one memory kept me coming around, and the community kept coming around. But how do you guys ensure that you can maintain player retention? And Kenyon, I'll start with you. What are some of the things you do to try to maintain players to keep coming back to your events?
That's a good question because it I would say to a
I asked
degree
the tough ones.
Yeah, I mean, I would say to a degree it's whatever I'm doing is working, so I have to really analyze and think about it. Well, I used to do like things with that, like the Street Fighter VHS. Like that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do an 0-2 prize, and I think the thought behind it was if I can make people smile or laugh at an event, whether they're enjoying something or something's funny, that gave you that moment, because I remember presenting it, and I presented it like you had won the tournament.
Yep.
I was serious.
Yep.
He's like, you got this prize, and the other small things like I had some other prizes. You guys heard of Joe Monday? He used to do tournaments like I forget what they call them now. But he had the book, the Geef's Gym, and
Good book, by the way.
I messaged him at a point in time. I was like, yeah, I'm doing tournaments here. I want to help those players that are coming in that aren't, they're not making the top 3, top 8, what have you. I want to get them to where they can, level up. And I felt he had the great guide. It was right when Street Fighter V, we were doing mainly Street Fighter V tournaments. So he sent me a few copies, and for me, it was kind of like, if I'm going to get people to stick around, just kind of, invest in them, in those players that are, not always coming in the highest end of the bracket. They're coming every week, they're spending money. And I know it can be, from entering, it was important, as D'Angelo said, for me to enter that tournament because I went 0-2. And though I had the feeling of, yes, I ran the tournament, but yeah, it was kind of like, well, damn, I need to go and practice. And, just investing and giving those players that, like, I gave out the book to a number of people. Actually, though, I think Damas won one in a raffle, and somebody was like, "You gave Damas a book?" You're like, this man needs a book. What? Like, people were not happy that he got one of the books.
Man.
But yeah, just investing in those like all the players and trying to make it interesting for those that are going, like, those that are winning most of the events, coming in the top 3 to where they want to come back and play. And I mean, it's a deep, intricate question that I'm glancing over, but if I really thought about it, there's a lot of other things going on under the hood, bringing them back. Because I would pose that question to people in the chat, because I think everybody in the chat looks new by names in terms of the last like 4 or 5 months. And you drop in the chat, what brings you back? Like, what brings you? What are we doing that keeps you coming because we want to get more people and we want to continue to do that. I think that's everybody's goal here.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
And I'll say like on the side, like those people that bring in, they talk to me outside of the events, Facebook or Messenger, and I actually check in on people. Like certain players, like I'll message them and check in on them and talk to them about things that don't even involve fighting games. Like what you got going on. What are you doing? What are you playing outside of Strive or Street Fighter or Tekken? Like what else? Oh, I'm playing this. Or and just being friendly, trying just a community that's more than like the tournaments themselves.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And folks in chat, make sure you post up there what keeps you coming back, because I think this is definitely helpful for all three of our TOs here. What keeps you coming back to the events? What do you want to see? What do you look forward to? Vinny, I'm going to ask you the same question though. What you've been running the online series for gosh, 2-3 years now, and it's we've seen a lot of different things, a lot of different players from all over the world and whatnot. What do you do or try to do to try and retain some of these players that we have in the Discord?
Oh, it's definitely it's hard, especially doing it online. Mainly, I do my best to try to include every game possible. I think everybody's seen the ups and downs. We did Skullgirls, we had 6 people. We do Guilty Gear, I get more than 12, and it's like I might run more than 6 matches, but it depends. Killer Instinct 8 to 12. Blaze Blue, nobody wanted to play. I tried my best, but nobody wanted to play. Grand Blue,
Sorry, Mordred.
nobody wanted to play. Melty Blood, only Mordred wanted to play. So I still try. Like, I know you all sit there on Twitter, DNF Duel's dead. After Strive exhibitions, we're gonna try DNF again because I believe that there are people that want to play.
Put me in, coach.
I believe there are people that do want to play that
He
game.
wants to play. Let him play.
That game is not dead. And trying to stick to games that have good netcode, thankfully it's getting easier now. But when somebody wants to play, I don't know, like fucking Xrd, and they gave us rollback for that weekend and they took it away. I don't want to do Xrd yet because I got a taste of it and I don't want to do it again until that netcode's in, so I know people have a good time. Trying to get people to have a good time online is hard with fighting games because, let's be honest, at least 50% of them now fucking suck. The netcode's terrible. Unless you live 10 feet from your fucking neighbor player, it is inconsistent.
Almost like you should.
Hey, KI netcode is godlike. All right, just saying.
Yeah, until it gets hacked, it does not work anymore.
Yeah, I know. Until they hack the leaderboards and everybody's fucking.
Listen, they fixed it, all right, and they hadn't touched that game in years. They were right on it, all right. That's the kind of service you can expect from the KI.
I learned.
That is true. They got that fixed real quick.
Yeah.
They did get it fixed real quick, and super appreciative of it.
Like making the flyers. Like I used to try to make these stunning flyers, and then I learned that it's a little confusing. It's a little hard to read. And ever since I started doing the most simplistic flyers, people have seen it. People have been engaging with it. People have been reacting to it because they know what's going on. I don't have the best Photoshop skills. I may be able to draw, but my Photoshop skills are fucking terrible. Which there will be an image for the round table coming soon. It is almost done. It's pretty funny. I hope you all like it when it's done. Gotten a lot of good.
The sneak peek looked great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And feedback, like I did, when we did Mortal Kombat, it was like, what do you guys want to do first to 3? Do you want to do first to 5? Do you want to do double elimination, single elimination route? What do you guys want to do? And the players engaging and reacting to all of that does help a lot. Not saying a lot of them don't. There are some that kind of don't say anything, and it makes it a little tougher. But that's part of the job, man. Not everybody's gonna see your question. Not everyone's gonna be able to give you an answer. Maybe they're scared to give you an answer. They just don't have one. So you gotta take that into account as well.
Yeah.
But trying to make make it out like known out there, like, hey, we're doing exhibitions for this, and shout outs to the sponsors because they help a lot too, retweeting, reposting. But like, you know, we're doing exhibition Sunday for X game, and sometimes I get replies on Twitter from people that I don't even fucking know, and I'm like, here's the Discord link, join the Discord, hop on the roll sec, pick your roles, let me know what you'd like to see, and I will put it into basically my consideration box. Because if you want a game and you tell me you want a game, I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a chance. I want 6 players for said game, and I'll keep going. We'll keep doing it. But once it drops below that, we'll try something else, and we'll bring it back later. You know, maybe like everyone knows I love Skullgirls. Man, you don't know how hard it is to get people to play that goddamn game.
I want to play Skullgirls so bad.
I love Skullgirls.
Look at that! You got
like
I was in it. I was there.
with Dahlia coming out and Marie's finally going to be playable. Like I would love to find a way to get more people to just try it, even if I have to buy the game for you when it's 99 fucking cents. I'll buy the game for you. As long as you try it.
Sometimes, yes.
Like if you try it, I will be happy.
Definitely like on $1 very frequently.
And yeah. And whatever game you play, I'll play in return, and I'll put it on the card for a week. Like,
Yep.
You know, that's just how I am. Like, yes, I think I've told everyone in here now, Killer Instinct and Strive are the 2 games that really stuck. That's why you see them a lot, because there's always people playing, there's always new players coming in, trying it out, having a good time, getting blown up. That's part of the learning process. There are people that'll help you. But
Juice, go outside.
As you can see on the screen in the frustration. But yeah, like that's really what I try to do. That's how I try to keep everybody engaged, not just a certain group. Like if I notice I haven't brought something up in a while, you'll see it come up out of nowhere. That's just how it is. Like, oh shit, you know, I haven't tried this in a while. Let's see what happens this time. So, and again, like I said, good netcode, crossplay, it's all starting to make that a little easier, but there's some games that it's still a little tougher, and I'm trying my best, and I know there's people that want to see them. We're working on it. We're working on it. So, that's my long answer. Sorry that it took me about 15 minutes to talk that way, but
don't worry, you got there. Great information.
That is what I try to do.
But between you and Kangas, I mean, you guys essentially run online and in-person events weekly. You know what I mean? So you guys are working, you know, frivolously to try and get players to play and whatnot. But Kangas, I'm interested in your end, and you spoke about it earlier that you kind of have this rotation going between games and whatnot. But what are you working on to try and retain players to make sure that, you know, when you host your Friday nights or your Sundays at 3 Lives, you know, how you get players out and keep coming out, keeping them engaged?
Well, I think that. Hold on.
He's choking. He's all right. He's not
burping.
choking.
I'm burping.
He's fine.
I'm burping.
You let it
Something
rip
came
on
up.
here.
Listen, we don't die on
I know.
here.
You let it rip on here. This is okay. It's paparazzi's palace. Let it rip.
So I think that what I do, it's consistency, quality, and engagement, right? So the events that I do, in my opinion, and in the opinion that I get, Juice, play the game. I think that, you know, they're consistently pretty good, right? You know, I think there's a lot to offer. People have a good time. There's a space that, you know, people can share and grow. And, you know, I think they're quality stuff, you know, like I feel like I know what I'm doing. And I respect people's time, you know, because obviously, you know, we're here to play a bracket, but like sort of when I run a bracket, I try to stay on top of it like at almost all times. And I think that allows me to get through that pretty quickly. A lot of people tend to be a bit surprised when we're in like grands and we've been there for like, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? And I'm like, yeah, it's because we're, bop, 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 bop. We're here. Let's get this done. We're all going to play. We're all going to do something else after. You know what I mean? And engagement. Like, I'm especially like recently, in the past few months, especially coming back, starting things up again, I'm like chronically online. So, you'll see me in the Attack from All Sides Discord. I'm in there all the time. I barely miss a thing that happens in there. You know what I mean? And I think that allows me to be sort of available and, reachable, personable. I'm there. You know what I mean? Like, Discord's kind of the platform that I focus on a lot more. Like Discord, and then I talk shit on Twitter, and then people get mad at me for talking planned shit with other people.
Hey, you know what? Talking a little shit, it's not that bad, all right?
Tell Twitter. Tell Twitter. People almost tore my head off over Buffalo, and I was like, motherfucker! I wanted to post a fucking screenshot of where fucking Greg told me to let's do that. And I was like, fuck, man. Leave me alone, you psychos. And, so yeah, I think that's sort of what I have to offer and what I want for my events in the community, my sort of section of the community. And yeah, I think people are into it. I'm not some unreachable, shadow TO, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in the trenches, I'm playing the games too, I'm playing the games with these guys. I may not be particularly good at all of them. Or even most of them, honestly. But I feel like I'm there for the people. Like I'm in the trenches. I know what they want because I follow. I'm a player too, right? So it's not just I don't sit there thinking what's gonna work. What are people gonna want? Because I know what people are gonna want. 'Cause I want it too. And I feel like that way it makes me sort of attached,
Yeah, no, I know, when you guys started doing, or that brief moment where you guys were doing Smash tournaments at the shop, you and I, I was picking your brain, you know what I mean? Because I was impressed that, every week you guys are having, 18, 20, 25 players coming out to play, Smash Brothers, and it's like, what drives these guys, and girls, and what makes them want to come out every week? And you and I had a lot of great discussion, and I think you said it the best. And Vinny and Kenyon, you participated in this well, but it's consistency, right? It's making sure that you're there. If something's going on in the Discord, you're there to respond, or if you have an event coming up, you're promoting that event and making sure people know about it, and being at the events too. It's not just hey, we're going to have this event, and then just not being there, but it's being there and engaging the community, and making sure folks feel welcome. And I think that's huge. But now I'm curious though. We talked a lot of good things about each one of your brands here, right? Attack from All Sides, Syracuse Sucker Punch, Gumdolph Kingdom, right? And you guys have all talked about your passion for being, TOs, right? Tournament organizers. What are some of the challenges you guys see with being a TO? And Kangas, we'll start with you, and then we'll go back down the line.
Can y'all fucking pre-register, please? For the love of God. You know how hard it is to promote a tournament and to push it to new people who have no idea what the fuck's happening, and they look at the fucking tournament page and there's 4 people signed up, and then I'm sitting there at a fucking 12, 13, 15 person event, and I'm like, why did you fucking wait until now? I've only been fucking saying something for fucking 3 weeks. Why are you doing this to me? Don't I treat you right? Why do you want me to die? Why is this the thing you decide to do to me?
As I mentioned, very passionate in all our TOs here, but please, pre-reg. Come on.
Oh my God. Y'all want bigger stuff, better stuff. I can't do that if I try to sell a fucking 4-man bracket to somebody. Come on, and I know y'all are gonna be there. Please help me out.
Some love, and please pre-register for them. Show them, because that's how it helps promote. Come on now, show your TO some love.
So there's that.
So okay.
There's that, and then sort of finding new people, right? So, Kenyon, he's a bit more active on a lot of the new people stuff, but it's not like Vinny and I like aren't. You know what I mean? So finding newer people too that want to come by, because I'm not like super good. If someone plays me, it's like, oh yeah, it's fucking dude, like beat this guy, and but it's very intimidating, right? It's very intimidating as a new player to come in and be like, oh, I don't know my feelings, like I don't want to feel bad and embarrassed. Oh my god,
Gonna lose as a new player.
yeah,
As long as you can accept that, you're gonna have a good time.
yeah, everyone loses. It happens.
Yep.
And then there's one more thing. What is it? Hold on.
He's focused. This is the tough part
The
about the interview.
whole time I play
it.
you don't fucking do that.
It's at home.
The
This
whole
is what you
time.
see. This is the part that's tough about the interview. This is the expert mode. You got to play and answer our questions.
I'm getting drunk. And
What you sipping on tonight? What do you got? You didn't tell me.
someone left these Genesee Cran Orange Keller beers.
Okay.
They're okay. They're not mine. They're just not mine. I'm a blue light guy, as a lot of people know.
Well, they are yours now, and it's free.
They're mine now
That's
because they're
okay.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the bigger ones. Getting people to like understand the importance and like kind of help me out with making sure that I have like visible numbers, because that helps me get things like sponsorships and venues and bigger events and stuff. If I can say, yeah, look at these, especially early on, and getting new people. Once we get them in, they're hooked, right? Like there's definitely people who have come through us through like meeting Viddy or Kenyon, and once you're here, like it's very easy to see why, like oh yeah, I like this, like I like these guys, I like what's happening here. So working on that and keeping up sometimes with the brand and what's happening in Discord and Twitter, and keeping all the media going, keeping all the attention going. That can get difficult times too, especially when you have a full-time job and you own a business and you have kids. So those are probably the biggest ones for me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, all good points there, and certainly some difficult challenges there, and trying to keep that work-life game balance.
Well, that's the thing, and I want to put off too. Like when it comes to like game stuff, like this is like some people wonder like, oh, is it hard, whatever. It's like I love this shit, dude. You know what I mean? Like I don't when I'm putting in the work for Attack from All Sides, it don't feel like I'm working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I love doing it. I love the payout. I love seeing the appreciation out of people, and I love doing it. So
Yeah.
it is the better parts of my day.
Yeah, and I think that's like common factor, amongst you three, is you guys just love the games, you love the people, you love the community, and this isn't really like work, right? I mean, you're doing what you love, and they always say, like, if you do what you love, it's not really work, right? And you guys all are putting in the work, putting in the time to make sure that the folks here in Syracuse are feeling welcome, have a spot to play these games, trying out new things, and then also bringing in new players to grow the community. So, also appreciated. So, but Vinny, let's talk about you on the online side here. What are some of your challenges as a TO?
I think it's nailed the biggest one. It's getting new people to play.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a big part of that is not just because it's online, but there's a stream, and everybody can watch this stream, and they're gonna see your name up there. And if they don't like you, they're gonna talk a lot of shit if you fucking lose. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Or if you're like my boys, talk a lot of shit when you win.
Yeah.
All kinds of shit.
As Jeremy said, the mentality table. That's what I'm calling it from now on. It was the mentality table. Take that loss, come back the next week and smoke that motherfucker.
I think he said it a little bit more eloquently than that. But yeah, I mean,
Jeremy's
that's
good
precisely
with
what he's
words.
getting
I'll be
at.
straight to the point. You practice all week. You practice that matchup. You request that match. Come back and smoke that guy.
Mm-hmm.
No one's gonna talk shit about you. Instead, they're gonna be like, "Damn, this guy's actually pretty good."
Yep.
But I feel like that, that does play a role in some people not wanting to play, or I've had people request to not have their matches streamed at all, and I've granted it. I understand. I get it. You don't want to get blown up at fucking Evo on the main stage. Nobody does.
I don't know. I'd get blown up.
I would, just because it's Evo. You're on
Yeah,
the main
I'm
stage at
not
Evo.
I was on the main stage
I'm
of
on the main
Evo.
stage of Evo. Let me get blown up.
But there's some people that that just have that problem. Like it's not really. It's a problem. But it's not a
Weak-minded.
problem. It's just a weak mentality.
Yeah,
but-
and everybody goes through it.
You
I think
do.
that's the big thing. Especially what we talked about last week. Everybody goes through that, but it's how you push forward, right? There's going to be bumps in the road, and there's going to be things you need to learn. But eventually, as you grow as a player, you're going to learn where those bumps are in the road. And you're going to be able to avoid them, right, and navigate through that road expertly. So,
But like I said, that's the biggest one. Is to say Kangas said it. Like getting new
Yeah.
people and getting people to just come back is probably the
Yeah.
toughest part of the online, because I don't see many. As we all like earlier, this Discord server is all. I don't see many of these guys face to face, and most likely never will. But I'll always talk to you, man. You DM me or call and
Yeah.
ping me, I'll fucking answer you. Like
yeah.
something bugging you, let me know. You have a request, just let me know. I can't read your minds. That's like my biggest thing. Is like I can't read minds. So if you don't speak up, it's probably never gonna change. That's
Yeah.
definitely for the hardest thing for me is not knowing what some people want because they just don't speak up, or maybe they really don't. They're happy and that's awesome. Another thing is I don't have the problem anymore, but everyone remembers the telephone pole that wins the first to 10 every year. I don't understand why people want. I don't understand why people want to go down Route 31 when there's a blizzard at 90 and try to take on that telephone pole, dude. I don't get it. That telephone pole wins every time. It's like the fucking bridge over in Syracuse. Why do you even try? Why? You know you're gonna lose. Because that pole would knock my internet out. It happened during Street Fighter V like 3 times. Glad they don't have that problem anymore. But that's really all I have for that. It's like definitely like getting people to come back, getting new people to just sign up and play. Like I said, it's just harder because, like I said, I don't see many of these guys. I'll probably never meet most of them. They're all super cool people, super good people. I'd love to meet everybody. You never know, if we all do go to majors, like everybody wants to go to Frosty. I already know there's some people that are trying to plan to go to Evo, Combo Breaker, CEO. Yeah, I'll meet some of you. You'll see my name on my shirt. I have 3 of them. So you'll know where I am.
Yeah.
But that's all I really have for that. It's definitely that, for me at least.
Yeah.
And like King said, it's not like we're not, we'll talk to you. Like, say hello. Everyone that comes through the door, we all say hello. New to the server, we say hello. We welcome you. What do you play? What's your favorite? What do you like? What do you like to do?
What's your number?
Yeah. What's your phone number?
ASL.
What's your favorite drink? What's your
So
favorite
let's get
place
back
to
to
go
AIM
out
days.
for dinner? No,
Yeah.
but seriously though, like that for me, that is the hardest thing.
No, great points, and you guys both have a number of years of TO experience here. But I'm curious, Kenyon, you've been the TO the longest here, and I'm sure you have a lot of points that echo what these guys have said. But what are some of the challenges you've seen, in your years as a TO?
The challenges. I did want to say I try to sidestep the headache that
Sidestep
Angus
left?
gets. Yes. Or right. Either way.
All right.
With the pre-reg, he was like, damn it, would you pre-reg? I usually
Yeah.
I don't have it there. So I don't want to chase people or run people, looking for them. So I kind of sidestep that. Though in doing that, I have to kind of play the in the dark. Like, are they coming? Who's coming? I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be good. Vinny and Chris at the store, they're like, how many people do you think are going to come? And I'll be like, my gut, for this bracket, we might have about 8, 12, 16. And I would say about 90% of the time I'm right. Sometimes I'm off, and it's a positive off. We have more than I thought. But usually I can kind of gauge, at least with among our community. I don't know who knew was coming. And that leads into my other thing that's a challenge for me is I'm always trying to keep the events fresh. And what I mean by fresh, I'm trying to, I'll ask people, and I'm introverted. If you didn't believe so, I am. So a lot of the conversations that I have with people, I won't talk with the whole group, at once. I'm not going to the dinners because I'm packing stuff up and I'm tired. But I talk to people one-on-one. And I'll be like, what game do you want to play, or what are you playing, and people tell me games, and I just hear, I hear Strive, I hear Killer Instinct, I hear Mortal Kombat, and for me, it's like, okay, how do I take these games and create a lineup and an image that when they look at it, they're like, yes, I want to. That looks like something I want to go to. Oh, he put that on there. All right, I'm playing in that. So I'm always trying to keep it fresh based on the line because we're playing the same games right now. And even if we pull like older games, we're talking about like we want to bring in Skullgirls. People are itching to play that. So that's why I threw that on the flyer for the holiday event. Just keeping it getting people that are in the community motivated for these games that they've played many different times, and maybe bringing something back that we moved away from. At one point, I think early on, when I started, I only did Street Fighter V. Just Street Fighter V. And for the first like 4 or 5 tournaments, it was just that. And we were doing them at Gizmos next to Wizards. And the manager of Gizmos, he's like, at some point, Ken, you're gonna have to add more than Street Fighter. He's like, they're playing it now and they love it now, but like in a couple of months, like they're going to get tired of it. So you need to like start incorporating other games, and which I had to do. So I started coming up with crazy names for tournaments. I was like, what can we call this one? Because I had Syracuse. I was like, well, Syracuse Suck Punch what? What is the name of this tournament? Bloodsport. Shamrock Slam.
Combo Carnage. That's the first tournament I ever won.
Combo Carnage. Just crazy ones. I toned that down just because I was running out of creative names. But also to keep it, I do it by more so season. So if you might see in January, Winter War, Spring Training, Summer Solstice, Autumn Equinox. So like those tournaments have that kind of, they designate the seasons, and it's kind of a little more uniform, that consistent. Oh, we can expect that. But I'll throw in the bread and butter, and just kind of name something offhand here and there. But just again, keeping it fresh and with the lineup and trying to put the right combination of games together. And I don't know if it's always going to work. One time, it totally failed. What did we put together? I called it the Invitational. Before I was like, who's invited? What is this invitation? I was like, I just called it that. I didn't know you had an invitational to actually invite specific people. But we did Tatsunoko versus Capcom and King of Fighters 15, 14.
14.
Yeah, King of Fighters 4. I put those two on. I just had those 2 games, and put that flyer up there, and we had a total of 5 people. Yep, I had to enter. It was me, Vanilla Chris, Courtney, Work was there, and actually no, CD Roms, he came there, and the store manager played. 6 of us played in those brackets. I tell you what though, and I did it because like I was like, I'm gonna try it out. I'm not afraid to fail.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm gonna see what this combination does, and it didn't work. But I'll tell you what, we had an amazing, awesome time. A lot of people hadn't played Tatsunoko versus Capcom. It's only on the Wii.
I forgot about that.
A fucking great game too. It's disappointing.
It's only on the Wii. And the manager of the store, he wanted to play that, and I was like, how are we gonna play it? I was like, nobody has the stick for that, and I was like, How many setups are we gonna have? You only what? You have one copy, and I don't know where the other copy in the world is. Who has that game? But everybody really liked it. They were like, "This game is actually really good," but it's just kind of you can't. The hardware it's on the Wii, you know, and again, nobody has to stick for the Wii, so it's like that game's kind of it's lost. But we had a good time, so yeah, just trying to keep things fresh for everybody where they want to come out.
That's one of the things too. You also have to be able to parse through like, because like for most things, you can get people being like, "Oh yeah, that'll be fun, that'll be cool," but you have to really part of the TO experience and knowing what's actually gonna work is like being able to like decipher like, okay, yeah, it would be kind of cool, but like in reality, no one's actually gonna come out for it. You know, so like I get games like that all the time. You know what I mean? People want to play this, people want to play that, people want to play this, and I'm like, but that's not actually true. Like, and I know that, and it's like, yeah, people can be like, oh yeah, I want to play, you know, Blaze Blue. Yeah, let's do Blaze Blue, let's do Gundam, let's do 3S, let's do fucking this and that, and it's like, yeah, y'all say that, and then, but I know when it push comes to shove, this ain't fucking happening. So you know, I'm not gonna put a bet on it. You know,
I got a story about that Blaze Blue though. I did put Blaze Blue on the bracket. The CD-ROM's like, you gotta put, I got the, you gotta put Blaze Blue. It's like Blaze Blue. I don't think anybody's. I was like, all right, I'm gonna put it on there. We'll see what happens because I was experimental again, not afraid to fail. I had failed already, so I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? I lose my Sunday. I was doing it on Sundays. I did that bracket. I had one setup. I was like, nobody's coming for that. I forgot what the other games were. We had like 13, 14 people come out for Blaze Blue that weren't a part of the immediate group.
I had heard about that.
It was a totally different scene.
There was like a random ass fucking scene that showed up. Yeah. And y'all had mad Blaze Blue players. I've heard about that.
Guys that struck gold.
And then no one ever saw any of those motherfuckers ever again.
I think I did it again, and I don't know, it got overshadowed. But yeah, that was the strangest thing.
Come out once every 10 years.
Subgroups. It's happened before. Yeah. But you know, I think from the Burst League or around that time, I did like I was like, we were doing Tekken, Street Fighter. Can't remember what else at the time, but something said, okay, let me try Anime Arena. I called it, and I'll just do anime games. Just Dragon Ball. This I can't remember the lineup, and yeah, we had a couple local players. It brought a jillion Rochester players and other players I hadn't seen before, and I was like, damn, I wish the group. I don't know where the group was. They're out having fun doing other stuff, but you never know. Just trying to keep it fresh and figure out those games. And part of it, I say it's like the challenge. Or it's the difficult part, but it's also kind of fun because I don't know what's going to happen. Like a gamble, you know. For me, it's like, okay, let's see if we're going to we hit big or we're going to bust.
Yeah.
And usually we either hit big or we go even. So.
Jay Dornio says Blaze Blue players crawled out of the Arxis Alley.
They straight did though. I think if I remember, Mordred remembers like where they're from, but they just like showed the fuck up and then like disappeared into the night to go fucking play Blaze Blue in their basements.
Yeah. So I want to see another game come out and see if they come back out.
Another Blaze Blue, fucking will be here 1,000 years.
Yeah, especially after what's his face like basically left.
Yeah. I'd be shocked.
It sucks because the game is good. It's a good game.
I cannot wrap my head around the game.
I've fucking just.
It's like that and like Exard and before Guilty Gear stuff. I have no idea what the fuck's happening in those games.
I picked up Blaze Blue and I was like, "Who's the boxing character?" And I was like, "Squirrel Girl with fucking gauntlets." All right, let's fucking go. And that's
Squirrel Gauntlets. I think you're mixing people up. You're mixing up like Squirrel Girl and Bullet to be like one character.
No, Makoto has the. I don't know. They're not gauntlets.
It's like the Tonfa, like the cross Tonfa situations.
That was the character I picked, and then I was like, Noelle has shotguns. I'm gonna play Noelle.
I like Bullet. I don't play Blaze Blue. How could you tell?
I remember in Blaze Blue, I played the wolf butler.
Oh,
Transformed into wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sick.
Is that dude Matt Strong? Is he like
Yeah,
real
he's
good?
really good.
Wasn't he?
I
Wasn't
think
he in
he is,
majors and
but-
Evo?
Yeah, he was
I
up
think,
there.
I think he is, but I never put enough time into that game to.
Yeah, no,
Good lord.
that game makes my head hurt. Most anime fighters do.
Damn.
Never got super good at it, but I loved it. Just liked playing it. I think Cross
Yeah.
Tag Battle came out and fell on its fucking face.
Yep. But yeah, I
Well
mean, you know, that's kind of how it is. You part of it is like listening to the people, but then also part of it is knowing better. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I talked about it a few times, like the fucking Poverty Dome.
oh my god.
The fucking Poverty Dome. I'm
What do you
not.
mean?
The Kusage, like everyone wants to play. Everyone talks like they want to play Kusage, but then push comes to shove, and they're not fucking playing Kusage.
No.
You know what I mean? Like they'll play it for like, haha, this was neat for like 15 minutes, and then fucking poof.
Yep.
You know, back to whatever the preferred game is. You know.
Yeah.
It's just funny because everyone's like, "Yeah, we'll play some fucking I don't know Power Rangers on the Sega Genesis," and everyone's like, "No, we
Fucking
won't."
Sucks. It
So
game
let me be a
sucks.
Madam Woe made.
That
alright?
was one of my early fucking fighting game memories. That game is dog shit,
It's
dude.
terrible.
Yeah, but you know what? It was fucking sick when you were a kid. All right. All right. The nostalgia goggles on. It was
Nah,
fucking
fuck
sick
this.
as a kid.
I am not a big victim to nostalgia, and so anytime I like watch people fall into it, I'm like, nah, dude, it's not good. Like anytime someone talks about GoldenEye, I'm like, dude, that game's awful.
It is
remaking it.
though. It is awful.
Like,
The game's
no,
trash.
yeah, like the original fucking GoldenEye is actual dog shit, but no one wants to fucking admit it. But the game's terrible. If you try to play that shit, it's awful, super bad.
Just made the hottest of takes. So brave. So bold.
I'll fucking
brave,
take his
that's what I
side.
Yeah.
I've had people buy it and try to bring it back because they're
not
like,
good.
they're like,
yeah, but you know what?
they go,
96, they definitely were not bringing that shit back.
you know what they say? You were right, and I go, yeah. Now you're gonna keep it.
Well, you're not gonna give them half in store credit.
No, fucking goddamn, dude. That's sorry. Fucking Tevo. Fucking Tevo.
Oh
If
boy.
people ask me in like 20 years, what's your favorite FGC memory? That's gonna be up there.
Dude, it's just like
It's gonna be up there.
I didn't even have to think. It just happened. I was like, no. And everybody started fucking dying. They heard me. They heard me. I was just like,
For those
no.
that don't know, he bought a pad for the tournament and then tried to return it after.
It fucking Vinny deadass looks him in the eye. At first, he didn't think it was serious, so he's like, haha, no. And then he's like, actually serious, and he's like, okay, actually, no. Like, he's in there like, there were like mad people have pads that you could have used.
Hey, dude, I bring
And
6
he's-
of them.
Oh my god!
I have
like,
two
and
fight
I
sticks
usually
under the
have 2 or
counter.
3. Like, and it's like, you know, we fucking there's shit to use, my guy. And
The,
he's-
the path of most
he
resistance.
then took the half store credit.
Oh my goodness.
Just keep the pad, dude. What the fuck?
Oh my goodness. Anywho, gentlemen, it's been great discussion tonight, and I know we certainly went way over time
That's
here, and
fine.
you guys
It's
didn't
nothing.
play. However, I have 3 final questions. They're going to be rapid fire, and we're going to start with Kenyon. Okay, this is the final 3 questions of Paparazzi's Palace here tonight, and this has been, again, thank you all for sharing your knowledge, your wisdom, and your experiences here, because this has been awesome.
Hasn't felt
So-
like wisdom.
Oh, it's been wisdom, and I'm sure the folks at home have enjoyed it as well, because we've had a lot of great jokes, a lot of great memories. So, anyways, Kenyon, we'll start off with you. Okay. 3 questions. I want 1 piece of advice for the first 2, and then we'll talk about the following question here. So, if you had to offer 1 piece of advice for a future TO, what would it be?
One piece of advice. You have to have and build upon your patience.
Be patient.
Building upon patience. And I wanted to say, like earlier, I do the monthly. Kangas is doing a weekly, and Vinny's doing online. We all have, the 3 of us have a different patience for different things that works well. Like I have the patience for a month. Dangus has the patience to do it every week. Every week. Vinny exercises that patience in running online. I don't think a lot of people realize it's
Online
at,
tournaments. Whoa,
at,
Jesus
an, at an
Christ.
event you have to chase somebody down or yelling names. Where's this player? Where's this player? Vinny has to do it virtually, where people are in their home. They're running. Some people I know from doing the first ones, they would be
Making a
in
fucking
another room,
sandwich.
not watching the stream, and Vinny's like, "Where are you? Like your match is up." Or like some people we know, they would be practicing on another console on another screen, not even paying attention to the tournament bracket, and that
Yeah.
patience, and we all have a patience to run whatever we're doing. So for anybody new that's going to go about doing it, you have to figure out where you have the patience, what you have the patience to do, and move with that wisely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's huge. Patience, 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 patience. Take a moment to pause, keep your emotions in check, and just realize why you were getting in this in the first place, for the love of the game, right? All right. My next question to you, Kenyon, though, is if you could offer one piece of advice for new players coming into the scene, what would you offer?
For a new player coming into the scene, I would say to come out and don't feel that you have to come out and enter the tournament, or that you have to come out and even play. You can come out and just experience the group, the social activity of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no pressure on you. Nobody's, when people come in that are new, I don't pressure them to enter. I offer. It's like, oh, would you like to enter? Okay, let's see what go talk to, like, send them your way to talk about a certain game, because it is an intimidating thing. So I would say, make the effort to come out and just spectate, if you will, if that's what you do. Some people, I think, in this day and age, we're watching a lot of players in Twitch and streams and tournaments, and a lot of people are used to doing that, and they might be playing at home and like, oh, should I come out? I like to go to my locals. Go there and watch. The first few times. I mean, and somebody asks you, you want to play? All right, play casually. You don't have to end. That would be my advice: is to just come out and try to enjoy it in steps until you feel like you're ready to play in the tournament. Am I ready to play in the tournament? No. Been hosting. They threw me into the tournament. I got thrown right in there. It was
growth happens.
but it was fun though. So you have to take your time with it and go from there.
Awesome. And final question for you, sir. If you had a dream event, what would it be? One event you want to run that may or may not happen. What's your dream event? What do you want to run?
Okay, so it's actually interesting that you brought it up, because I was talking with Christy about events and an event type that I wanted to run, and originally, well, not originally, just through thinking about it all, I wanted to host a actual physical kung fu theater. This was before the pandemic had hit, so I was mentally, and I was writing stuff down about doing something where there's a number of kung fu movies, because that's what I love, kung fu movies, and what I grew up on as a kid, and just having like that, it was a Saturday morning thing. They aired from like 12 to about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and doing something like that where people can go to that, but also having like self-defense seminars, or like martial arts schools do like a demonstration, mid cinema on stage, or whatnot, having fighting game tournaments there, and maybe discussion panels. So basically like a festival, if you will, like a complete package of all of it. Because again, like I said, I watching those movies, shows, wanting to do martial arts, and then video games came in as that outlet to be able to kick and punch whoever. Just putting them all together in one room, for me, that would be a big thing. And on the same note, They are having a actual like kung fu theater movie festival in a few weeks. Actually, I think it's the day of our one tournament, so I can't go to it. But it's like I was putting it out in there in universe, and somebody has already picked it up, except for the panels and seminars and the gaming, all that stuff I want to put with it. So it's there.
Awesome. That sounds awesome. I think that'd be a very cool event. Dream events,
We'll have Jean-Claude Van Damme come as a guest.
and I would bring my copy of Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter the VHS tape.
Mm-hmm.
Have him sign it, and then it would be full circle for me. My first event, and the continued event. That'd be awesome. All right, so Vinny, we'll move on to your. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What'd you say?
No, I said I'm gonna keep that idea written down. That's a goal for the future, way future.
Awesome. All right, Vinny. Same 3 questions for you. We'll start off with one piece of advice for a future TO in the online series.
So I'll try to give you a different answer because Kenyon took my answer. Had
I
a
did?
lot of experience with learn patience. Patience will be your number 1 enemy if you don't learn how to do it. So instead, don't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, you are the tournament organizer, but you are the tournament organizer per set event that these players come to. And if you don't know what the players even want, you kind of can't TO an event. It's not possible.
Mhm.
Like, you might... It's kind of like me, like, we're going to play Skullgirls. Dude, that ain't what nobody wants. And if I didn't know what anybody wants, how am I going to figure out? Well, you got to ask them. You can't be afraid to ask questions. You can't be afraid to ask questions to other TOs as well. Every TO has a little way of doing something different. And you might be able to use a similar method to what they do to help you grow and run the event even better. I know you want Skullgirls, so do I. It's alright. One day. But that would be my piece of advice. Don't just ask questions. You can't get anywhere if you don't ask questions. You're new. I'm gonna be honest. If you're the new TO in town, you have no fucking idea what you're doing yet. That's the honest, brutal truth of it. You've never ran an event before and you want to run one? First thing you do, how the hell do I do this? What better way to figure that out than ask the people that have been doing it for years before you have? So that would be
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Other than the patience, you definitely need to be able to ask questions, especially when something goes wrong. How do you take care of this? How do we make this never happen again?
And that was the question that I had to ask the group, because when wanting to do that launch party, I was like, I don't know how to run a tournament. There wasn't a TO then. It was just them, the players. So it was kind of asking. I had to ask all them, like, how do we do that? How do you do this? How is it done? I directly asked them. There was no TO to ask at that point in time.
Yeah. Okay, great. Now, Vinny, advice to new players. One piece of advice you'd offer up to a new player.
Just show up. Show up. If you're like Kenyon said, if you're, I don't know how to put it, other than not trying to sound like a dick. If you're like afraid, you don't want to look like you're a complete scrub, whatever you want to call it. Just show up and talk to people, try to get to know everyone, and try to get some games on the side, out of tournament. Get to know the community. See what do they play? What are they up to? What do they like to do?
Yep.
Because if you don't show up at all, you lost. You automatically lost.
Yep.
Wanna know why you lost? You didn't even try.
Went 0-2 for your soul.
Yeah, your soul went 0-2 because your ego, or you let the dark side of you get the best of you, and you didn't even attempt to show up.
You already went 0-2 by not showing up.
So, and maybe went more than 0-2. Maybe there were 6 games. You went 0-12.
Yeah.
You're a big loser. So, all jokes
Show
aside,
up.
just even if you're not gonna play, just show up, meet the community, meet new people, get their tags, play online. Maybe you'll maybe you'll show up next time, and that same person will be there like, hey man, I've been practicing. You want to play? I guarantee you, anybody that shows up to the monthly or the weekly, if you ask them to play, they will play. They'll play with you, whether it's bracket or not. They will sit down and they will play with you, and they will teach you what you want to learn. But if you don't show up to ask for said game, you lost. I had to come up with another answer because Kenyon fucking stole my answer for that one too.
Fair enough. Well, Vinny, final question then. What's your dream event?
I stole it.
Do you really want to go there?
Uh-oh,
Yes,
is it
I
gonna
want
get
to go
weird?
there. That's why I asked the question.
It's gonna get weird?
No. I want a successful Poverty Dome.
Successful Poverty Dome.
I want a successful Poverty Dome. I want Marvel 1, Marvel 2, X-Men vs. Street Fighter. I want Turtles. I want Tekken Tag 1. I want that fucking Toho game that Jack always talks about. I want a Poverty Dome. Will it ever happen?
Maybe.
It's called Vortex Gallery at EVO.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe call something different than Poverty Dome.
No,
but
it's gotta be called the Poverty Dome.
It's gotta be the Poverty Dome.
And we go rent out.
All right.
We go rent out a dome somewhere, and we just get a big sign and put it up.
Maybe
for
the
day.
Dome.
Yeah, we go to the Syracuse Dome and put a giant Poverty Dome sign up. Oh, cats would fucking love that.
Make it happen, boys. You got 3 here. Put your heads
But,
together. Make it happen.
no,
Poverty Dome.
definitely-
No one's coming to the
2023.
Poverty Dome.
Definitely.
Cats will come to the Poverty Dome.
And I know we've had conversations where like, can you really consider Skullgirls a poverty game anymore? It's main stage.
No.
It's got 300 plus players. in
All
the
Girls is not
bracket,
poverty.
But
That's
that
gotta
would
be
Girls is not poverty.
that would be
That'll be
like
the main game.
that would
Draw.
be like a headliner game.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
the draw.
Marvel
It's
2.
not poverty.
I don't consider Marvel 2 poverty. You go to EVO, there's 200 plus players playing. That shit ain't dead yet.
Marvel 2 is also not poverty.
Now you want to talk fucking Ninja Turtle fighters
poverty.
on the Super Nintendo and that
That's
crappy
poverty.
Gundam game, sure.
That's poverty.
But as a draw, it'd be the Poverty Dome, and the draws would be like the games that were poverty that managed to crawl back out. Like Skullgirls was a poverty game at one point.
What about Karnav's Revenge?
Karnav's
Would you
Revenge would
consider
be
that
there. It'd be
100%
there.
poverty.
It's a fucking Neo Geo game. It's in there.
Pick a card. Pick a
World
card.
Heroes.
But that would be my dream event, the Poverty Dome.
Okay. Fair enough. All great answers. Angus. Lot of
All right, so
things.
for number one.
A lot of
so
things.
for
to make
number
questions.
one. So for number
Advice.
one.
One piece of advice for future TO.
Are we talking about like in general? Or are we talking about in Syracuse?
No, I'm just saying in general.
In general.
One piece of advice. Share your wisdom. Share your knowledge.
In general. Know that you are going to put your blood, sweat, and tears into it, and if you don't, then what are you even doing? Like, it is not something that is just going to happen. And it's I got lucky in the sense that like I kind of got grandfathered in a little bit with Attack from All Sides, but I have continued to grow and make it, I think, better as time has gone on.
Make your own. Yep. Make your own brand.
But you know, starting off from scratch is not something that just happens. And honestly, it may take years for you to really like get to it. So just know that. Just know that, you know, it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of effort. It's not just you're actively attempting to build a community out of nothing. And it's not something like, oh, you know, when you're online, it's like a little different in the sense that like it's easier to sort of find people, you know what I mean? Because online you have the like collection of the world, right? But if you're doing like local stuff, you really have to like fucking figure that shit out. Getting in venues impossible. Getting people
off their asses to get to the events.
Oh, yep. So, you know, just don't expect it to happen overnight. And then, so question 2.
Question 2, your one piece of advice for new players.
Don't be afraid to lose. You're going to lose. It's going to
love that
It's gonna
piece of
happen.
advice.
You're going to happen a lot. I still lose. I lose all the time. You watch me. I didn't win a single fucking game today. No, I think I won 1. No, I won 2. Haha. Fuck you, Hanan. And don't be afraid to lose. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna lose. It's part of the experience. I tell my kids all the time, like, you don't ever expect that you're just gonna be good at something just off the bat. It doesn't happen that way. You know what I mean? You have to know that you're gonna lose. You have to be able to accept that fact, because once you can accept that you will lose and you are going to lose, you can actually grow as a player and not just come in thinking you're hot shit, thinking, oh, I'm going to beat everybody. And then you get fucking sit on your ass. And then you're like, oh, you feel bad. Like, I thought I was the fucking God's gift to the fucking earth. Like, nah, my guy. Like, you're going to lose. It's going to happen. And just get used to that and be okay with that, because it is okay.
Yep. It's okay to lose. Okay to lose. Awesome. And then finally, your dream event.
I want to run an event that I'm able to pull people from across the state. So I want to be able to have people from Buffalo, Rochester, North Country, Capital Region. New York City's kind of hard because there are already so many fucking popular, well-established TOs down there. But I want to run something that kind of brings the state together, a little bit more than it is now. I'm trying, you know what I mean? Like, we just went out to Buffalo. I went out to Rochester. Just, getting something that, everyone gets together and, we really, really just like figure out, like, all right, who's hot shit, boys. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, make those connections. And especially because, like, I think it happens a lot. Like, some of the shit that I've seen, especially traveling around a little bit more, everyone thinks they're hot shit in their own region, and then they have to fight some other players. Yeah, and then they have to fight some players they've never seen before, on like characters that they've never seen before, and then they lose, and then they feel like real bad about it. And it's like, nah, man, like everyone, and you can kind of tell. Like, so one of my biggest takeaways from doing the 5v5 in Buffalo was that you could tell that they all play each other, because there was a lot of habits and stuff that were picked up on that they all did. And I think when you start like mingling with the other regions more, you start like picking up on that and can grow as a player. And I think all of us up here can grow as players, and part of that is going to be able to play each other. So I hope to run something someday that brings everyone together to really like make upstate New York, really grow and shine some more.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think you bring up a great point, and I think Syracuse is the perfect spot to do something like that, right?
I agree.
Smack dab in the middle of the state.
I agree.
Between the three of you guys, right? Kenyon, Vinny, Kangas. I mean, like, between the three of you guys, put your heads together, right? You all have these communities, the slice of the pie, right? I said it at the beginning of the stream. You all have this slice of the pie where you have all these different folks, all these different players, all these different connections come together, and let's make something big here in Syracuse. Because guess what? It might be 2.5 hours to drive to Buffalo, but from New York City to Buffalo, you're looking at 6-7 hours. But to New York City to Syracuse, it's a little bit more manageable,
4.5.
Right? A little bit more manageable, right?
I'm
hour and a half from Rochester to Syracuse, not a big deal. 2 hours from Buffalo to Syracuse, not a big deal, right? Oswego, hour away. Yep. Exactly. We're smack dab in the middle.
I'm working
between the three of you guys, put your heads together and let's get something big here. Let's have the Poverty Dome. Let's have Kung Fu Theater. All right, and let's have the all-state regional. Right. I know Rochester just did Upstate Uproar and it was awesome, and a lot of great things happened there. But why not create something different, right? And that's awesome. You know what I mean? You guys all have a lot of great experiences, and this was a super, super productive conversation tonight, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming on and answering my question. Because like I was telling Vinny, I was like, this is something I'm interested in. I'm not saying I'm interested in TOing. I just like going to the events. but I'm interested in the process, right? Your guys' mentality, how it, what it takes to kind of persevere through the lows and succeed through the highs here. And if I haven't said it enough, I'm gonna say it one more time. I appreciate everything you guys do for Syracuse here, and I know the stream appreciates it, and the chat appreciates what you guys do here to make sure you're keeping the events coming here and keep the people engaged. And you guys got a lot of good stuff going on here. So I guess that's my final thoughts. Is you guys do a lot, and we appreciate it. And this was great conversation. Before I end the stream and Paparazzi's Palace here, I want to give you each an opportunity to plug your socials, right? So we'll start with Kenyon. Kenyon, where can people find you on social media? What do you got going on?
Well, you can find us on the old Facebook, Syracuse Sucker Punch page. Still post stuff up there, different news, the events that come up. Also, we're on Twitter with that. Instagram, we do some posting there as well. If you're looking for DJ Silence, go to Spotify and listen to that in my score. Thank you, Gumdolph, for having my music played on pretty much every stream you do.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Appreciate
By
that.
the way, that's open to any of the local musicians. Just let me know. I know there's a few of you out there.
Absolutely. All right, so be sure to check out Kenyon on his socials there. Vinny, where can people find you if they don't already know?
I already know. Let's have Kangas plug first, because I have a couple announcements other than that.
Okay,
All right,
fair
listen
enough.
the fuck up. So
Listen the fuck up.
I am Kangaskhan. If you run for my socials, you probably got to look for @Mega Kangaskhan, because some idiot out there who hasn't posted since like 2017 has
What's the name?
Kangaskhan as their fucking handle, and I swear it's like Hiho de Kangaskhan or some shit, and I'm like, you motherfucker,
It's
you motherfucker.
It's personal at this point.
And I'm mad. And so if you're looking at that, you can probably find me there. Twitter, Instagram. If you're looking at Attack from All Sides, now if you Google it, you're gonna find crosswords answers. Don't know what that's about. However, if you dig a little deeper, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Start.gg. Let me go to my info tab. Twitch, YouTube. We're out here, Attack from All Sides. I'm pretty active. You'll see a lot of shit. Not as much fake. Twitter and Discord, I'm there all the time. Go to our Discord. That's where you're gonna find me. At me. If you ever need anything, if you're ever looking for something. Again, we do events every Friday right now. Week 1, Street Fighter. Week 1, Strive. Week 2, Street Fighter. Week 3, Tekken. Week 4, I don't know. Maybe some poverty. Who fucking knows? Maybe I let Cats live his fucking poverty dreams. This Sunday, at 3 Lives, Attack from All Sides, we're doing Tekken 7 because I forgot I'll be out in the mountains next weekend. So we're doing that there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Please come by. Even if you're not going to play, they got good food, good drinks. We'll be starting up around
Great
5. 3 Lives Bar downtown. I'm there way too fucking often. I'm like level 30. I don't even tell the bartenders what the fuck I'm getting anymore. I just look them in the eyes and they walk away and bring back things for me. And yeah, check out for more 3 Lives stuff. I'm working on stuff like them. 3 Lives, I'm helping them run a Mario Kart tournament at the end of the month.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday,
Switch?
Mario Kart tournament. So it is a team tournament, teams of 3. Each person plays a different game, and when they finish the race, they have to take a banana and run it over to their next player, and then they start their
relay
race. Yes.
It's a relay race with a
So
banana.
check that out. Last Tuesday of the month. That's going to be the 29th at 3 Lives. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be there. I'm going to help run the bracket and stuff. And they're going to have apparently like cordoned off areas. There's like a track too, like inside or some shit. Like it's going to be super cool.
Vinny, let's go. I know you love Mario Kart. Let's go.
I love Mario Kart.
And is that it for Attack from All Sides stuff right now? Yes, it is. Join the Discord. At me. Harass me. Don't actually harass me. I will ban you.
Now, Vinny, Kings, do we have the links for each other's Discords
Yes.
in the opposite Discord? Okay,
I've been
perfect. Just want to double
slowly
check.
Working on. I've been busy. Work. It's Christmas. Christmas season's upon us, guys. Like the store gets fucking crazy.
Oh, also, I own a tattoo shop. Goblin's Den Tattoo. Google that shit. My wife's very good. She's done this sick-ass Bowser tattoo on my arm. I fucking love it. She did my Goobboo minion from Final Fantasy 14. I got the fucking the Great Serpent of Ronka on my ankle. She tattooed Attack from All Side logo on me, and then the Apprentice. I have the Elden Ring. That shit's super sick. Check that out, Goblin's Den Tattoo. If you want a tattoo, they're really good. I love them.
We like tattoos.
I do. I need more.
You know what would be cool, and this is just something to think about, like a tattoo party / tournament event.
I 100% have thought of that. Will probably not happen.
It would be cool though. Like, oh, let's have a tournament.
We've
and
definitely
everyone
thought
gets
like
a
instead
tattoo.
of money matches, it's like first to 10 you lose. You have to get like I've had this conversation with a bunch of people actually.
I'm not saying like you lose, you get a tattoo. I'm saying like you have, because we used to do this in like my fraternity, like in college too. We would have like a tattoo parlor come to like our house, and we would just like hang out and like eat food and whatnot. And that people want to get a tattoo, they got tattooed right at the house. So that would be kind of cool.
So-
like if you could do some sort of event where it's like, hey, people want to get a tattoo.
I get that. That's half sketchy.
We had a tournament at a tattoo shop. We almost had one at a tattoo shop.
Yeah.
I've joked about
Full dis-
renting out the space next to the shop, and then just like I run like shit out of there, and then like we can just walk over and get tattoos. I've thought.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
thought,
Full,
like, yeah.
full disclosure, getting tattoo at a frat house, way sketchy. However,
No, yeah, you said that, and I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
it was a reputable tattoo shop, so it was just a way for all the bros to get some tattoos and hang out and eat some food and have a good time. But in any case, I digress. It would be a good time to do some sort of event at a tattoo parlor, so be sure to check them out.
If we do, it's gonna be my tattoo parlor, for the record.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm trying to plug it. I'm not just going down to like freaking some random tattoo parlor in the city. Hey guys, let me do
I love that place.
a fighting game tournament. You know, good place. Got a great tattoo there.
Random tattoo parlor, love that place. That place is sick.
Cool. All right,
Only
a lot of good
only
stuff.
a little bit
A lot
of
of good
disease.
stuff going on with Syracuse Sucker Punch, Attack from all sides. Vinny, what do you got going on for the Kingdom?
All right. So a few things. If you're coming tomorrow night, we have been granted access to a early development game in alpha stage called Umbral Core. It only has one character. They are looking.
No, it doesn't have three. I thought the
No,
beta
it
had
has,
three.
it has one. They're working on the other two. I guess the second character coding had a meltdown. So we have one character. They would like participating communities to test this game, try to break it. They want us to see if we can break it, basically. They want to know what can be broken and what needs to be fixed before they do the they're going to do an online run soon. And thank the gods they already have rollback figured out. Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
The game, I have played it already. The game is actually mad fun. It's got some Dark Stalkers. It's got some Guilty Gear. It's got a little bit of Street Fighter in there. So it is sick. It'll be available to anybody that shows up to the local tomorrow night, the weekly. It'll be off to the side, but everybody's welcome to try. I want everyone to try it because I want to help these guys out, gather some feedback. I feel like this is a huge thing for the community as a whole. We literally get to test a game that is not even out of alpha yet for people. It's sick.
Pretty awesome.
I already told Kangas I'm working on a couple. I'm trying to get the Godfighter one. That one would be
Please.
fucking awesome.
Please. I actually do want to play that game.
So
And then he told me you think it's a 3D fighter, and I was like,
I think it's a
ooh.
3D Tekken-like game from the trailer. It looks like it, but waiting to see what they say. And then we all know, Christmas coming up. I am doing the 2 Christmas tournaments. Hopefully we get crossplay back for Guilty Gear. If not, I will figure it out. $50 minimum pot to start. Match Arena will be up and running. Guilty Gear Strive will be Sunday the 4th. Killer Instinct will be Sunday the 11th of December. The Christmas party is December 10th. There is a long list of games that will be present for people to play. We have the mothers coming out with food again. We got cookies.
Mama
We
Hudamaki.
got sliders.
Mama
We
Hudamaki.
got all sorts of stuff coming out. And then, yeah, if you play Tekken in your local, at 5 p.m., go to 3 Lives. Check it out. Hang out with the guys. I sadly
Very
am at
fun.
work.
I'm there a lot.
And then afterwards,
That's this Sunday, right?
This Sunday.
And then-
This Sunday, 5 p.m. quote unquote. But I'll be there a little earlier. Hanging out. So
afterwards, and if you're leaving, we are doing Strive exhibitions Sunday night, late, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. There's a couple things going on Sunday. What else? Really
if we're still there, I'll have them throw them up on a TV.
be awesome. That was cool seeing Jeremy play on that TV when they were running the can opener.
Oh, yeah.
No, I've definitely sat there like mid doing things and just yelling at the TV for Jeremy doing fucking sick shit. So
Shout out to Jeremy again. Coming out last week, the mentality is just so good. If you have not watched that, I recommend it. He has nothing but absolute wise words.
that's
to
my
say.
boy. That's my dad.
That dude, Jeremy is
Apparently.
the man. He is everybody's daddy. He's disappointed when
Yeah.
his sons lose.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good knowledge to share. and-
Mordred
especially about
is his
son.
is what's it called?
surrogate
Something son. I don't remember, but
son,
not
stepson.
quite that. No, it's like the preferred, the Morgan's his golden child.
Oh, the favorite.
The
I
truth
said
comes
Morgan, I
out.
meant Mordred. Mordred is his golden child.
Wow.
But that also means he's the most disappointed. So
Oh yeah. He's got a lot to live
you
up
take
to.
the good with the bad.
Yep.
And November 19th is the monthly. It is Killer Instinct and Xrd are free. Strive will be the main attraction, the paid tournament. Rick will be supplying the prizes for Killer Instinct, and I've already seen them, and I think they're
Hell
fucking genius.
yeah.
Clever.
Prepare. Shinion's gonna be helping out too, but prepare for some awesome prizes. Hope to see you all out.
And, okay, you guys already know I'm working on one more thing. We did a team exhibition a few weeks ago with Killer Instinct within the server. I am hoping 5 to 8 of you can step up, and I will, in the junk food as a cross promotion, find another community that would be willing to do the same, and you will play against their players.
To do
Oh,
what?
yeah.
What game? What?
Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct.
Okay.
Kill-
Because you know it won't be any problem to get 8 of us to go.
Killer Instinct.
There's
will
so
be-
many of us, right?
Killer
There's so many.
Instinct.
We play every night.
Killer Instinct will be the
I'm-
trial run for this idea. If it goes well, I will more than gladly shoot in there like your game, and if you wanna help run it, I'll try to work my magic and get the other communities that are in the sponsorship program right now, and we can do community 5v5s in whatever game, as long as it's agreed upon.
Hey, I did that.
So he did.
Yeah, first of all, let me just say that Buffalo versus Syracuse 5v5 was fucking sweaty. I was
my
sitting
God.
here playing. I was
Yo,
sitting here playing chaos.
when Jeremy lost, I was like, oh fucking
Oh,
no! And then
oh man!
as soon
And
as
then
Jeremy
Morgan-
lost, and Morgan got the the fucking W, and I was like, oh my god,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you.
Dude,
And then
I'm
I
not-
went
I'm
up to
not gonna lie.
Bo.
I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting there. I was playing cat. I had it up on my iPad. I was watching the stream. I'm like, all right, fuck, King of Slumbers. All right, shit.
But I kind of
Jeremy lost.
expected to lose. Jeremy was when I was like, oh, uh-oh. And then I immediately went up to Bo and got in his ear and was like, all right, Bo, you ready? And then he fucking was. And he carried the shit out of us.
Yeah, that was fucking sick. And
But
you know
like,
what?
I didn't.
It was a great event between two communities there, and I know Jeremy spoke about it beforehand, and it was fun to watch. And I hope we get to do more of those,
Yeah.
cross division, cross city.
I'm working on it.
There.
I'm working on it. That's what I'm doing. So I'm out here. I think next time I'm trying to get Buffalo to come in. I've already talked. I've been in light talks. Just conversation with like Capital Region and House was my boy and fucking. So I'm working on stuff. So
Yeah, I love traveling, carpooling for tournaments.
this was actually probably my first carpool, like
Really?
as like an FGC thing. Yeah, and it was fun. We talked about poop a lot.
Oh yeah, we I think I carpool.
Like
I
how he
carpool-
casually
yeah,
just says, "Oh yeah, that's the basic."
Yeah. Oh
topic."
yeah.
I've carpooled a couple times, and I remember I picked up Bo one time, and I think I had Bo, Kai. Oh god, there was like two or three other players that were with me, and we were all driving back from Rochester. And I think I had Tony in my car too. I think I
Oh,
had
no.
Bo, Kai, Tony.
At least
and one
Tony wasn't
other player.
driving.
I don't remember. No, I was driving. I don't
Yeah, at
remember
least
who
Tony
the
was
other
driving,
player
you'd be
was.
dead.
and
I was in that car. I was on that ride.
You were in that ride too, Kenyon?
Yeah.
Oh man, do you remember when we were riding back and like that one fucking like soft ass R&B song like came on, and we're all just—it's like five dudes sitting in the car listening to this like Tony Braxton song,
was
like
idiot.
sitting there, and we literally were like, we're literally like, nobody said anything, and then like I look at Bo in the passenger seat, and I'm like, "Did you want to like change the song?" And he's like, "Dude, you didn't like vibing to Tony Braxton?" And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, we literally listened to 3/4 of the song. Nobody wanted to change the song. Oh man, but some of my favorite memories, man. Carpool. We stopped at like Wegmans to pick up food, and Kai picked up mad sushi and was eating mad sushi in my car.
Yeah. Well, like
So
I
fun.
brought a bunch of guys out to Rochester. I brought a bunch of guys out to Buffalo. I'm looking. Come here. Let's go. Like let's get some of these run backs going because the guys that we brought, we won. So just say.
Oh yeah, yeah. Love traveling. Love traveling. Well, in any case, boys, we've gone well over our limit here. This was a great conversation. I appreciate every single one of you for sharing your time here and sharing your thoughts and your knowledge here. Man, Vinny, thank you for letting me run Paparazzi's Palace here in the Gumdolph Kingdom.
Yeah.
I think it was a good time here, and like I said, I think you guys should all get together here. And Syracuse is the perfect spot, smack dab in the middle of Maryland, New York here. So perfect spot. Put your heads together.
Maryland.
Yeah,
Say
we
Maryland.
No,
almost said
He
Maryland.
said Maryland.
I was getting mixed up with smack dab and smash. No, so I think it's smack dab in the middle of New York here. I mean, you guys, there's 3 out here. I think it's perfect. Team up, communicate and elevate, make it happen. Well, it's not just a you working on it. You got 2 other players here, man. Like, make it happen.
It is until I actually have real information. So
Well, don't be afraid to utilize your resources here.
I'm not afraid.
In any case,
I assure you.
In any case, my friends, this has been a good time. Anybody have any final thoughts before we do the sign off here?
Play fighting games.
Kangas, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. Kenyon, you good?
Yeah, play fighting games. We're all having fun. Come out. Pre-reg.
I think I used to hear that. Pre-reg.
Pre-reg, damn it.
The bane of my fucking existence.
Kenyon.
We need a shirt of you
Any-
just your face and a fucking comic book like exaggerated bubble. Fucking pre-reg, damn it.
Well, fucking do it, maybe.
That'd be an awesome shirt. Yeah, play Skullgirls. You're right, Wasabi, man. Play Skullgirls. Fuck you doing?
Kenyon, any final words for the group before we sign off here?
Yeah, I want to actually say thank you to you guys for sticking around. Because when I spoke about, talking to the original 10 people, they said we have 10 players. And I said I'm gonna find you more players. You guys are now the players and the TOs and the online bracket runners and the podcast hosts who I was looking for, who are here, and those in the chat, even those, like, everybody here is somebody that I was looking for and found. And that 10 of the original group is about 5. but you guys are it. So thank you for sticking around when you came into the group or came to any event, and now you're all doing these things. You know, this stream, this you Rick with hosting, asking all the questions, and you Kangas, doing everything with the okay. Well, now we're gonna do a weekly. We're gonna do the 5v5. We're gonna go here. We're gonna do this. Thank you to you guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, again,
I'd say thank you to you because without you, I would have never found us. So
that's true. Same
that's
for me.
pure honesty out of me. I would have never known. I'd be playing Guilty Gear Strive Online by myself.
Thank you, Bloody Hammer.
Mm.
That's my
Oh, yeah.
thing.
I found Bloody Hammer too. He wasn't the original 10. He was at the event, so he was at the event.
I'm here because of Bloody Hammer. He found me and gave me the opportunity to run Tag Mall sides, and I can never thank him enough. So,
Yep. Shout outs to Vanilla Chris, my boy. That was my Guilty Gear XR boy.
he's out here living his best life.
Him and I would just sit in Luis's apartment and just run sets over and over and over again. So
We're gonna get really
Shout
high
outs
in
to
the
Vanilla
cabin
Chris.
next week. It's gonna be great.
I want to see him for the holiday.
Yes, tell him to come out to the holiday party.
I already did.
Work your magic,
I
Kangas.
already
Work your
did.
magic.
He's got it. He's got it on his calendar. He came in to pick up God of War.
Yo, those motherfuckers all went God of War and didn't fucking tell me anything until you told me. And I was like, oh yeah, and then they're like, oh, did you get the physical copy? I'm like, y'all motherfuckers went and got a physical copy, didn't fucking say a goddamn thing to me? What the fuck ever?
Well, I got him, and I was like, all right, I gotta take care of the.
Someone should let
pre-orders.
Hangler know. Thank you, Vinny.
I was going through the pre-orders.
No one else thought of me.
And I got through the pre-orders, and I'm like, damn, I only have like 3 copies left. I'm like, who the fuck needs this game? I'm like, you know what? Fucking Kangas needs this game.
Yeah,
My buddy Don-
it's almost like my son's name is Atreus or something.
My buddies Don needed it, and my other buddy, not Vanilla Chris,
Sorry.
but another Chris needed it. And I'm like, I need to message these 3 and tell them I have these, just in case they need them. So
Yeah.
I was thinking of you.
Yeah, I know, and thank you. Though my fucking friends, quote unquote friends, all went and got physical copies, and my buddy Hunter was like, "Oh, so are you getting like physical or digital?" I was like, I'm probably gonna get digital, and then he didn't say anything, and I'm like, what the fuck? Then I realized,
They all had
wait,
digital.
he got it from fuck. Like, what the fuck? No one said anything to me.
Play fighting games. Check out God of War Ragnarok because it's probably
amazing.
fucking sick.
It's really fun. I'm enjoying it.
I will have a new monitor for it's not the one I just bought because it's heavy as fuck and it's not moving. But I will bring no more PlayStation TVs. I'll bring my Asus in.
Thank you.
So we'll have a good monitor instead of the
Fucking great.
Dude, I have to say though,
yard.
this new monitor is fucking bizarre.
Is it curved?
Absurdly
We
good.
can talk this about later.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's
Take it offline.
nuts. But
We'll take this offline.
but thank you again,
Yeah.
everyone. Thank you, Rick, for wanting to do this, host this. We will do more.
Yes.
We will have Paparazzi's Palace doors open again in the future.
Thank you, Hanan.
I'm
Thank you.
Thank you, Juice.
Thank you, God. Thank you for my mother, who never always supported me. Love you, Mom. Thank you to
Mama Kangas.
Genesee for these cran orange kill beers.
I love it. Stay hydrated.
so.
Awesome.
Oh, I should.
Hey, good.
No, seriously though, thank
Good.
you, everyone. Everyone that's a part of this community. This community has grown a lot over the last 5 years that I've known it. So just keep playing fighting games. Enjoy fighting games.
Yep.
If you ain't playing
GGs,
fighting
everyone.
games, I hope you're playing like God of War or something.
Oh my God, Rick, get us out of here.
I know. I'm trying to. I'm
Alright,
trying
so
to. Every
since
Do
we-
it. Do it. Take the
Listen,
reins.
Since
Hold
we
on,
have
hold
Kenyon,
on, let
since
me
we
do-
have Kenyon tonight,
Let me do
he's
the
gonna.
outro.
Kenyon's doing the
Let me do
sign
the
off.
outro. No. Let me do the outro.
Well, Kenyon, I want you to say it anyways.
I'm gonna make him say it. All right.
Okay,
Just let me-
fine,
Let me lead up to him.
fine.
This is the Paparazzi's Palace. All right.
I'm about to
Ladies and gentlemen,
disconnect.
thank you all for joining up. Thank you to our 3 guests here. That's all we have for tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed. And since we have the godfather of the FGC here, Kenyon himself, we're going to let him take us home. Kenyon, do it up.
Good night. and good luck.
Oh my
Have
god.
a good night, everybody. Thanks again. We'll see you.
Right.
Bye.